All right, ladies and gentlemen, believers, hivelings, and everybody in between, welcome to another episode of a Bothered Man podcast, where I invite guests on and I ask them what bothers them. And today we have a special guest with us today. I encountered this person all over on Twitter, and we and her shared a love for one thing, which we are going to get into later today. But as a preview, has something to do with professional wrestling, namely probably the best professional wrestling on the planet. So with us today, we have Emily. She is a writer on Captain Dropkick. Do I have that correct?
hmm
Yeah,
Yes.
she is a co-writer on that. So Emily, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing so good. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been looking forward to this because I remember we talked about this before the holidays. Before the
Yeah, a
holidays.
while back.
So it's great. So it's great that we are finally able to do this. So on this pod, with the name, like it's called the Bothered Man, but again, that's not limited to gender. Let's be honest. So I invite people on and ask them what bothers them. So Emily, what bothers you? And it can be as serious or as unserious as you want it to be. So what bothers you?
What bothers me, right? So I think we can all agree presentation in wrestling, very important. You know, I'm talking entrance music, I'm talking gear, all sorts. What bothers me is that wrestlers seem to forget that their hair is a part of that presentation. There is not enough wrestlers treating their hair correctly.
Hmm.
I need more hair care in the business.
Is that is quite the take. That is quite the take.
Yeah.
But now that you mention it, and this is the perfect transition into what we're going to talk about. Now that you mention it, the one person I've always watched wrestle whose hair always seems to be perfect no matter how the match is going, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Exactly.
It
This is
does.
why he's the ace.
It is. It is. It has to be because every time I walk beyond his wrestling ability, every match I've watched his hair, he'll come out with it down. He'll have it in like that ponytail with the braids on the side, but it
Mm-hmm.
does not move. He'll put on a 30-minute classic, and the hair it'll maybe get a little bit
Perfect.
out of place, but it stays exactly the same. I've never seen it.
hmm
I've never seen it.
after 30 minutes of
Yes,
a classic, his hair is better than 99% of wrestlers who are coming out just to start their match.
I've never seen anything like it. Personally,
Like, if
I've
you're
never
gonna
seen
take
anything like
anything from Tanahashi, take the hair care.
it.
Understand that it's so important.
It is. It looks like, for example, this past Wrestle Kingdom, he looked great. He
Yes,
looked amazing. He looked
he
amazing.
really
But
did.
what did you think of Wrestle Kingdom? By the way, what bothers me. So before we go into there, what bothers me is um is we're probably when we get into other wrestling we're going to talk about, but the idea of having two matches in one night. So this happened last night on NXT. I don't know how much NXT you watch, but all
None.
right. But picture this. So picture this, right?
Okay, talk me through it.
So
Talk me through it.
all right, so there are two wrestlers are in a deep feud with each other, right?
hmm
They have their blow off match. The
Okay.
loser and the loser, there's a winner and loser, right? The heel loses the match. The heel loses.
Okay.
Face don't win. Later in that night, there's an open challenge for a championship.
Okay.
The heel that just lost earlier in the night answers the challenge, open challenge, and wins, and is the new champion.
Okay.
You're just as confused as I was when I first saw it.
Where was the baby face? Did they just not come out?
The baby face came out as more like a distraction, so to speak, like a swerve kind of thing. It was very confusing. But just
Okay.
know the point is the heel who lost the match earlier in the night
Yeah,
all of a sudden
came out.
leaves the night with the championship belt. Like
Like the Seth Rollins WrestleMania situation.
which
Or
wrestle
like worse.
you're talking
The
about
one where
15?
he the one
You're
where
talking
he
about
loses to Orton and then cashes in at the end.
wait, you're talking about
Is that right? Oh my God. It's the big open it was the open air one, the red and gray maybe I don't remember what number it was,
Because
but I
wait, you said he
swear,
cashed in.
in the main event, I
Oh yeah,
swear
yeah,
he
yeah,
lost to
yeah, yeah,
Orton.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he did. He lost to Orton like
yes,
as the
he
opener.
lost.
He lost to
Yes,
opener, and then yes, yes.
and then
But
cashed in. Yes, but this was a full match, a full open challenge match where they
yeah,
won.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you see that
But
is different because the
the
cash in
thing
was
is,
like,
yeah, that I was gonna say I understand that is different, but that's also a cash, and he had the
yeah,
case. It'd be different. It'd be different if for some reason he just magically acquired the case by the end of the night. Like if you went to that match with Orton with nothing, and
yes,
then by the end of the night he somehow
it's
ends up
he
WWE champion.
somehow won. Yeah,
That
yeah,
will
it's
be
not
more
the
like
same.
that would
Okay,
be more like it. So, but so obviously we both share love for Japanese professional wrestling. Because I can see the Joshi's on your behind you,
yes,
and
and my Tanahashi teacher on.
nice, nice, nice. So, what did you think of Wrestle Kingdom?
It was definitely a mixed bag. I think those top three matches kind of saved the show, like really
Yeah,
made it.
the
Um,
main
the main,
Evil and Yoda and
yeah, Evil
Takeshita.
and Iron Wolf, and then Takashi and Yo, yeah. I think the rest of the show was kind of like Sai and Shuri, of course, amazing, good, but
Right,
you knew
right,
they were getting less than 15, so they were gonna have a sprint, and it was gonna be great, and it was great.
right.
But the Ramble was bad. And I had higher hopes than most people on it. I was like, this will be good because it's full of talent. And then you kind of watched it and you were like, oh, it was just entrances, and then really nothing of note happened.
Did the who was it? Because I know it was like Yano, Wado, and who was the third guy?
And they're the champions.
Okay,
Well,
are they
were
still champions?
were
Who's
no
their new
Team
champion?
DK Team DK won.
So was that Mikey, Shane, and who's the?
No, it was Hartley, Zach, and Oiwa.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and then
So ZSJ is champion again.
yes, he's never a six man.
Okay, okay.
Um, yeah, I thought that was not great. At least not what I expected. And then I don't know if you saw the 10 man between Unaffiliated and United Empire.
I saw clips of it. I know Andrade appeared.
Hmm.
Well, I know he wrestled. I
Yeah.
know that I know I know that all I know as of right now, unaffiliated and Bullet Club are now one
Yes.
faction, which is fascinating. Which we're gonna get more into that in a little bit later once we cover Wrestle Kingdom.
Hmm.
Um, but I I think New Japan has kind of lost its way with me a bit. I do still tune in because there are still people there I enjoy. I
Hmm.
love Hiroki Goto's story of him finally winning the championship after so long. I obviously enjoy Zack Sabre Jr. Loved the G1 this year. I really did.
Yeah.
I mostly watched it to see if they were going to really give it to Takeshita, but they gave me a heart attack. It's like, please don't give it to Evil.
I
don't
know. That
don't do
that
that.
semifinals, I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's no way they've just done that. Um,
I couldn't
I'm
believe it either.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, I think, of New Japan. I was quite kind of worried looking at this Wrestle Kingdom card, and I was correct on it, like the top three matches kind of saving it. Um, but
But
New Year's Dash
New
sort of
Year's
filled
Dash
me with a
was
lot of
good.
hope.
I saw good things from New Year's
Yeah.
Dash. I saw Osprey appeared, and he's back to doing his dual thing with AEW and New Japan, which is great. It's
Hmm.
also see him. It was good to see him in front of a camera because we hadn't seen him since he got injured.
Yeah.
What was that at? Not what was that?
Forbidden Door?
Was it Forbidden? Yeah, it was
Yes.
Forbidden. Yeah,
Yes. I was like, I was
yeah,
there. I
yeah.
was like,
We hadn't seen
I
him
hope
since.
I
Oh
know.
yeah, because I was in the UK, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we hadn't seen him since then, so it's good to see him. So that was good. Then and then apparently we saw that tease of Callum apparently is not sold on on Osprey's
Yeah.
return. So that's good. That's good. It was good to see Hanare. I for some reason I didn't think I hadn't seen Hanare. I remember Hanare was a part of United Empire. I just hadn't
Hmm.
seen it, you know. But then again, like I
Yeah.
said, it might also have been watching a lot of New Japan because honestly, AEW has taken over my life for the better.
I think he's been away for a while. I think he was injured
Okay,
for quite a while. So I think Wrestle Kingdom was his like return.
it was good to see him. It was good to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like I said, he Osprey and Finley had that face off, which is good. Which was fun to see. Um, they did something, and I'm sure you're aware. They did something I didn't think was going to happen, but it was nice to see them actually pull the trigger on it. Yoda Tsuji said if he wins, he was going to bring back the V4, and I was genuinely surprised when they did it because I thought like that was what was there was nothing wrong with that belt the first time. But if you ask me, I don't know why they needed to. I don't know why. Like, granted, I love Kota. I love him.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody loves him more than me. I don't think. But like, other than Kenny Omega, but that's a whole other story. But when they introduced that new belt, when he became double champion and they introduced the new belt, I was like, I, I didn't see what was wrong with the other one. I didn't like. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't like it. I also didn't see what was just wrong with the other one. What was wrong with
It
the four belt? But
it grew on me.
it did.
It
It
did.
did
It
after a
grew on
while.
me. It started to like suit people more. I think when it first like came out, we were just so used to the other one that we were like, oh, we were like,
Yeah.
that doesn't like suit anybody. That doesn't look right. But
And
once you get
then
used to it, you're kind of
yeah,
like, oh, it's not so bad.
I think when Osprey got it, that's where it kind of
Mm.
settled in a bit because Osprey
That was
had
like
the
immediate. That was like
yeah,
the next day.
yeah, because Osprey had that belt, and then he had the Rev Pro belt, the Rev
Hmm.
Pro belt he was carrying too. So they kind of merged well
Yeah.
together, and then Shingo had it. And then also, I think what saved it, what kind of brought up the prestige, is the quality of matches guys were having.
Hmm.
You know, especially because when they had it, it was in a time where well, not that there wasn't a crowd, but when the crowd couldn't react like they
Yeah.
wanted to. So the fact that they were still going out there and doing what they were doing for the belt, still putting on top notch world class championship matches in new like you could only find in New Japan, but still for a belt that not everybody likes in front of a crowd that can't react the way they want to is still amazing. Like one of my favorite matches from that is when what was it, Wrestling Dontaku 2021, where Shingo and Osprey wrestled for it. I think it was right
Mm.
before. I think it was before Osprey left. I think it was before Osprey got injured. They wrestled
Hmm.
for it. That was an amazing match, and you know, but raise the stock of it and remind you how Okada had it, and you know Okada was good with any belt he has. So
Yeah, basically. He needs to be
yeah,
balled up at all times.
absolutely. Which is why I'm not too. I wasn't when he got to AEW. I wasn't too like too wary of the fact of him being belted for as long as he was. Because I'm like, first of all, he's gonna give you. He's when the belt is on the line, he's gonna give you back.
Yeah.
He's going to wrestle, give you the best matches you've ever seen. You know, and they're few and far between if he doesn't for some reason. You know, which is rare. So like, because most like there have been few Okada matches in general where I haven't seen him wrestle to his full potential.
Hmm.
You know, it's just very few.
Yeah. I think there was definitely criticisms about that when he first joined AEW, but I think it was more just a thing of like, right, he's trying to like figure out the American TV character first,
Right,
and
right,
then he can worry about the matches
right,
later.
right.
And
The
that's
match,
what's happened when
yeah,
you look
because
at it this year.
yeah, because if anything, he had the matches. Like we knew the matches were going to be good. It was just finding the character that they needed for him,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
again, like you said, they have found. They have found. So let's talk about the match itself. The match, um, Okada Tanahashi for the last time. Did you cry?
Yeah. Yes.
I couldn't. I was almost there. I was almost there.
Hmm.
But the whole time, the reason why I was so hurt, it was it what? All right. So let me ask this:
Okay.
was it better than Sting retire?
Yeah,
By
I
how
think
much?
so.
By how much? Sting's because
Oh,
I went back and watched Sting because I went back and watched Sting's retirement. I was like, for him,
mhm.
that's really good. That was really good.
Yeah,
The like you were saying before, presentation, all that. They had songs, they had the music, they had
yeah.
the nostalgia, they had all of that. So would you say it was?
I think they're so different. I think, you look at the Sting match and when I think about the Sting match, I think about, like the Derby spot off the ladder.
Yeah, really glad.
I think about I think about all the stunt show moments
Yeah,
in it. But when I think about Tanahashi and Okada, I think about the story and that they were telling between the bell, like the sort of having to bring back the Rainmaker, refusing to go down to anything else, anything less
yeah,
than.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That was good.
and I don't know if it was like personal connections, maybe, just because Sting's like the most I know from Sting is like TNA and AEW. I was not like really alive for the WCW stuff,
Yeah,
and I haven't gone back to watch it, so I don't know if it was like personal connection for me, but I was rooting for Tanahashi the whole time. I want him win so bad. Whereas the Sting match, I was like, he could win or lose. Like I was not too bothered. I still cried at like his intro video,
yeah.
the when he was sitting in the
That was
cinema, but only like a little tear. Like I shed like a little tear. The Tanahashi one, I was bawling. I've never cried from a baby face like hulking up mid-match and doing their comeback. I started crying. Never, never done that before.
I think I never have, but I will say. So while we're on the topic of crying during matches, um, and speaking of so Tanahashi affected me in a way where I, uh, it was when I first started watching New Japan, and he had just come off of Wrestle Kingdom, and it was at New Beginning, I think, and
Mhm,
he's wrestling Minoru Suzuki for the Intercontinental belt at the time, and I remember before like watching Tanahashi up to that point, he's just winning matches. He's rarely losing.
mhm,
And I see him against Minoru Suzuki, this monster of a heel of an opponent, and he's just destroying Tanahashi's knee, just tearing it apart, and he's just refusing to tap, like refusing to submit, so much so to where Red Shoes has to stop the match on his own because he's in the middle of the ring and he's not going anywhere. And the whole time I'm just like, and I remember being stunned finally because I'm wait a minute, he can lose.
yeah, that's
Like
possible.
yeah, like that. Like I'm so serious because I'm looking at his presentation. He's got the robe, he's got the hair, he's got the
Hmm.
belt, and I'm like, this guy is like amazing. And then it's like I watched him lose that match, and I'm like, that happened. And, and then like that was amazing. It was just like shocking to see. And
Hmm.
but I remember the Wrestle Kingdom match thinking like, part of me was like, there's not that there's no way, but part of me was like, are you? It's possible. He has that way of
Yeah.
making you believe that he's gonna do it somehow.
Yes. Even though you know he's not gonna do it. And he
He,
manages to make you feel delusional
yes,
and be like, oh my God, he's gonna
delusional is
do it.
perfect. Delusional is
Yeah.
the perfect word for it because he had a match with Chikashita. I think it was either 2024 or last year, or like 2024. He had a
Hmm.
singles match with Takeshita at one of the New Japan US shows,
Yes.
and I remember watching it thinking like, this is what Takeshita's on a roll. He had just gotten to AEW, and he had just beaten Kenny. He would just beat Kenny, had just beaten Will, and I'm like, there's no, and he's wrestling Tanahashi, and I'm like, well, oh, Takeshita and Tanahashi, and it's for the belt. Like, well, Takeshita's a champion. He's on a roll right now. They're not gonna stunt his
Yeah.
momentum, like just smartly. They're not gonna stunt his momentum. And then he gets in there with Tanahashi, and I'm like, you know what? You can always build your momentum back up. You
Yeah.
can take this
It's fine.
loss. It's okay. It's
Doesn't
Tanahashi.
matter. Like, come
Okay,
on.
yeah,
No knees to Anna. It doesn't matter. It's
yeah,
Tana.
it's like what's one loss? One loss, you know? And
It
then
doesn't
like,
really mean that much.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm just watching. I'm like, yeah, like he made me. He convinced me.
Hmm.
He convinced me that he was going to pull it off. And the minute, and it's usually here's usually the spot where it does. And tell me if that sounds familiar. So like it'll be like he'll go for the rainmaker. He
Hmm.
went for the rainmaker. He counters. He does, but no, he counters it into the sling blade.
Hmm.
Climbs up top. Here's where I thought he was going to get it when he hops over, not when he because you know it's
Yes.
between he's either hopping over or when he's slowing down, he's crawling through it. He's
Hmm.
going under the rope. He hopped over, climbed up, high five flow to his back. Then
Yes.
Okada
That's,
turns
I
over.
was like, he's got it.
I swear I thought he had it. I
I
swear
know.
I thought
I was like, oh my God, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
I thought for sure he's got it. He's got
Hmm.
it right there. And then
Hmm.
also another part of me was like, if this goes 15, I knew it was. I figured it was going to be a banger anyway. But I'm like, if this goes, I will be amazed if this goes 30. So I was told myself, I will be amazed if this goes 25. I
Hmm.
checked time manage, it went 33.
Yeah. I
I didn't.
guess,
I
I
had
think I
no
said
idea.
34, 35
I had
in my
no idea it
predictions.
was that long because it didn't feel that long.
No, no. And
It
that's
did
another thing
not
that's
feel that
so
long at all.
great about him. I was rewatching, I was going through their series of matches the day before. Um, same. And I got to their G1 draws
Oh,
and that
in
N Bell,
2013, and
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
N Bell would ring, and I was like, "There's no way that was 30 minutes." I
didn't
was
feel
like,
it.
"I swear I just put this on." I
That's how I felt with. So let me ask, what is your favorite match up there?
think it's this one.
Really?
Yeah.
This is
Beforehand, I probably would have said Invasion Attack 2013.
2013. Yes, when Okada won it back, that was a good one.
Hmm. But I think it's this one. I think this is the best for me, like my top match of this decade. So
Decade.
yeah, like of the 2020s.
Oh, we're gonna have to. Wow, how much time do you have? Because we just opened like the whole. Okay,
If we've opened a can of worms, that's fine.
we
I
we
got all the
have
time in
we
the
have
world.
because now I want to get into top matches of the 2020 so far because I have plenty. I have plenty,
Yes.
but but yeah, I thought for sure he had it, and then with on top of that, there was one time I didn't want him to have it. There's one time I didn't want Ibushi to not Ibushi. One time I didn't want Tanahashi to have it, and it was that G1 final against Ibushi.
Mm.
Because I like I said I love Kota Ibushi, and I thought for sure I
Hmm.
was so sure I was telling a buddy of mine who's a Tanahashi fan. I was telling him like Ibushi's got it. Ibushi's got
Yeah.
it. We're gonna get Kenny and Ibushi. We're gonna get Kenny and Ibushi in the dome,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna kill each other. And then,
Yeah.
and then Ibushi's gonna win. I thought for sure that was gonna happen.
That's so interesting because that's around the time I was getting into New Japan. Like actually watching it. I had been sort of reading results and things, but not actually being able to see it. So that was about the time I started to see it. Um, but I was only really keeping up with like the elite stuff. So it's like,
Yeah,
cool, you
yeah.
watch Kenny versus Ibushi, and then I'm like, cool, he's advancing. And I'm like, I know who Hiroshi Tanahashi is, but I haven't really, seen much. I don't have a connection to him,
Right.
really. And so, which is funny now, because he's like one of my favorite wrestlers ever.
I mean, your shirt says Final Eight on it. So.
Yeah. So like this is my first like big Tanahashi match, and he beats my favorite wrestler of all time. And I'm like, I have a grudge against Hiroshi Tanahashi for the next, year. I'm like, who's this guy that has just destroyed all my dreams of a Golden Lovers Tokyo Dome main event? I
I
was like, hold on. I was like, I'm not having this.
I remember watching it because I worked night shift at the time. I
Hmm.
remember watching it, devastated,
Hmm.
devastated. He hit those three twists and shouts, and I'm like, I swear I was watching it, waiting for him to kick out, and when he didn't, I was like,
Yeah. It's funny now because obviously I've gone back and I've
Yeah,
looked at Tanahashi's story at the time
yeah.
and I've gone, yeah, okay. Like I'm not mad anymore that he won. I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? They were correct. Like Tanahashi should have won. Because again, the next big Tanahashi match I watched after that was the Wrestle Kingdom main event,
Oh,
where he
him
then
and
beats
Omega.
Kenny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
And
was
then he beats
awesome.
Kenny. And I'm like, you've beaten both my favorite wrestlers. Like, I don't like you. And it was like I had to retroactively go back and sort of learn his story and watch his stuff and be like, oh wait, no, you are one of my favorite wrestlers as well. It's fine that you won. I'm happy that you won. I'm actually glad.
So that is kind of like so that's kind of like what I had to do for Brian Danielson
Hmm.
because I got onto him when he was Daniel Bryan working under the Miz in NXT in the beginning of NXT, and
Me too.
so I don't know
Hmm.
that he just happens to be the greatest wrestler to walk the face.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way, the greatest American wrestler to walk the face of the earth. I don't know this at the time when I'm watching NXT before it gets good. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know that. So then, like, I watch his WWE stuff, and then he shows up in AEW. Well, actually, that's not true. But even before he shows up in AEW, I'm watching, like, I see other things like Brian Danielson. It's like, oh, I know that guy. Well, I know that guy looks familiar, but is that really the same guy or whatever? And then he shows up in AEW and reminds everybody, oh, for those who don't remember who Brian Danielson is, you guys remember Daniel Bryan. This is who Brian Danielson is, and he spends the next 3 years reminding everybody who he is. And so in that time period, even now, some days I'm like, you know what, let me just go back and look at
Hmm.
like I started like 2002 when he debuted, and not well, when he main evented that first Ring of Honor card with Loki and Christopher Daniels, and I was just like, oh wow, like that, like the match art.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy's an artist. He's an
Hmm.
artist.
For sure. I think I was the same. I enjoyed him on the NXT game show. That was my introduction as well. I don't remember what year was that?
That was like 2009, 2010.
2009. So if
Because
it's 2009, I'm only 8, like 7 or 8 years old,
yeah,
which
so
probably explains why I enjoyed the game show.
yeah, I was like, I thought it was whatever. Honestly, I just knew that like guys in there were or coming on the main roster and beating up some
Yeah.
of my or working together beating up some of my favorites. That's all I remember.
Yeah. So it was definitely a lot of like going back. But by the time he had won the title at Mania the first time, I knew what he was about. Like I had already gone back and sort of
Talking about in
seen Ring of Honor
2014,
and
you're talking
things
about
like that.
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. See,
So
I still didn't know.
I was aware by then. I was like, yes, this is the guy.
I'd seen one or two, but like even like more recently, see, I have this thing where it's like if I hear about you, I got to go back and look at
Hmm.
everything you've done and catch myself up because like since then I realized like he's like I said he's an artist. Same thing with Roger Strong. Like Roger Strong is is an amazing wrestler that I'm afraid won't not that he won't get his due, but I know he's definitely a utility player. He's like one of the
Yes.
best out there. Like
He's so much fun to watch.
it is. It's the him, Kyle O'Reilly, like we're gonna get back to Japanese wrestling in a minute, but we're
Just
gonna be all
let's
over the place.
appreciate
Yeah,
Roderick Strong Appreciation Minute, please.
no, Roger Strong and Kyle O'Reilly appreciation
Yes,
because
yes. Give us a
because
minute.
to see the resurgence, I want to say the resurgence like they went anywhere, but
Mm,
For that month before what was it, Full Gear, when Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley are having 2 weeks, like 2 weeks of great matches with
yeah.
no build. I was
Yeah,
like,
they're just going for
yes, I was like, that's amazing. I saw that first match and I'm like, oh my god,
it.
Kyle's gonna do it. And then I was like, when it was over, I was like, Tony, I I shouted into the ether, Tony, run it back, do it again.
Yeah.
do it again. And he did it again the next week. And
Hmm.
it was as good, if not better.
Yeah. And it's like, now put on a pay-per-view. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Do it
Exactly.
again.
Yes. Yes. Put it on a pay per view. Have them do whatever to each other. And they did. I was like, that's perfect. That
Yeah.
is perfect. Totally worth it. Now, granted, Kyle O'Reilly is not on TV right now because injured, but he was on TV a couple weeks ago. But still,
Hmm.
just perfect.
Yeah.
I said, totally worth it. Totally worth it. If that's all I see Kyle O'Reilly wrestling for the year after those three matches, I'm good. I'm good.
Wrestling can be so simple
It is.
sometimes.
It can be, and
So simple.
that's what kills me about people when I tell them about look. I tell people, look, watch AEW because I have a lot of I like they're slowly getting some of my friends into AEW, and I'm telling them like, look, just watch a show. Don't think about it. Just watch. Don't
Yeah.
don't wonder about why is this person fighting this person. What? Don't worry about that.
You'll figure it out.
You'll
It's
figure
very
it out as it goes.
easy to figure it out.
Yes, because one thing's for sure, they're going to tell you. They're
Yes. They
going to
will
tell you
it's fine.
what got these people here.
Hmm.
You
And they're
know?
gonna tell you in the ring, in a
Yeah,
match, the job of a match is to tell you a story. They will do that in between the bells. It's
right.
fine.
Right, which is why Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley was so perfect. Because
Yes.
think about it, look how simple this is. John Moxley just comes off a match where he says, I quit, or he submits, right?
Hmm.
Then, uh, first Dynamite after the pay per view, he's fighting a submission specialist in Kyle O'Reilly. And what does Kyle do? Kyle is working him. Mox is doing his own thing. Kyle O'Reilly is doing the thing that works for him. He gets Mox into a compromising position where he either has to quit or he's got to get himself out of it somehow. And John gets to a point where he says, I can't get myself out of this. I am desperate. What do? I take out the referee, so they have to throw out the match. So Kyle O'Reilly, babyface that he is like, well, I'm not satisfied with that. I had the match won.
No. I
You
have to
need
be
to do it.
honorable.
Right, right, right. So then they say, Tony Khan, in his brilliant wisdom, do it again. And this
Hmm.
time they do it again. This time both of them get counted out because they both continue to work each other. Kyle gets the guillotine on the outside. They both get counted out. So now you have to have a third match. You have to have a match with the
Hmm.
definitive winner. The definitive
Absolutely.
winner. And on top of that, the beauty of that second match was like when it was over, when they both got counted out, I was like, can we get 5 more minutes?
We just go again. Just restart.
Like, yeah, just restart it. Just restart it. And then
Yeah.
Marina Shafir got in there and took out Aubrey Edwards. Which, speaking of which, Marina Shafir, I mean, I've always loved Marina Shafir, but I'm definitely looking forward to their match tonight with Tony Storm.
Yeah, she's definitely had an improvement just in the last couple months, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I think they were very right to wait a bit.
yeah,
Obviously she wasn't wrestling when the Death Riders started, and I think that
right.
was probably the right call. Like, let her just learn by being right there at ringside.
Right. And
And it seems like it's
with Mop,
worked.
of all people, right? Just have her follow,
Hmm.
just observe Mop.
Yeah,
Which is great.
yeah,
You know? It's
definitely.
perfect. It's perfect. It was AEW to end. This isn't a tribal thing, but I just enjoyed AEW more. Now that's not to say I don't like there aren't people in WWE I enjoy. Like I said, I think I love like Ilya Dragunov is in WWE and I love him to death. Love him
Hmm.
to death, you know? Like obviously Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, that whole thing. I love that, you know. But there's other than that, there's like nothing really, you know, grasping me, if I'm being honest. Nothing really
Mm.
keeping me there, you know. Like I said, NXT is just confusing because, like I said, we have situations like we described. That situation I described earlier literally happened last night on NXT,
Okay.
and I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't watch any like WWE NXT, so I'm like, I don't even know.
yeah, well, that's where it happened, and it's just very confusing. This plus, it's hard to uh ethically follow it because it just seems like greed. Well,
Mm.
it just feels like greed. Because
Yeah.
why are you doing Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia? Like,
Oh, are they?
yeah, Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia this
Oh.
year, and which is in like less than 20 days. I think so.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. So, and you know what goes with that because most of the Saudi shows are not. So the one time they actually got me to watch a Saudi show was it was Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Kevin and Sammy for the tag title. That was the
okay.
one. That was the one Saudi Arabia show I actually watched, and I was only
Hmm.
because I was going to see are they actually going to. And mind you, this is when Roman has the both belts. Something like, are they actually going to give Roman the tag belts or not? And they didn't, but still, I do like Roman Reigns. Though I told people Roman's going to be the breakout of the Shield, and I was right. I stuck with him. No, my buddy will tell you, I stuck with Roman through the
Hmm.
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Through the dog food.
All of it, all of it, all of it. I was right there. I was right there.
Yeah.
I was right there with him. Right there with
I've
him.
I've always preferred Moxley, even in the Shield. I was always like, I think, Dean Ambrose
Yeah.
is my one of the three. So I think I personally made the right decision there as well.
I like I said, while I like I said, Roman's in my favorite, but I do respect like seeing him as Mox.
Hmm.
I fell in love with him more as Mox than I did.
Oh, definitely. It's two different people.
Yeah,
So
it is, but it's also like it just feels more authentic. Like I read his book.
yes, a great book.
It is a very good,
Yes.
a very
Hmm.
very good book. I was just hearing his voice read it to it. I know he has an audiobook with him reading it, but I
I
was
want to
just
listen to that.
while I was actually reading it, I just hear his voice reading it.
Yeah, basically, I'm the same.
It's brilliant. It was very brilliant. Um, so how did you get into Japanese wrestling?
Um,
Like what's the first thing you remember about watching Japanese wrestling in a
I
way?
think the
Like
first thing there's a lot of Joshi available on YouTube. A
there
lot of
is
90s, a lot of Asha Kong,
yeah.
things like that. So I think it was just coming across that and just when you scroll randomly on YouTube, when you're like a young teen and there's nothing else to do, you just scroll on YouTube. So, I discovered like Aja Kong and Miami Tota and so sort of watching their series of matches. Um, and then sort of being like, oh, I wonder what is going on nowadays. Um, and I think that was luckily for me around the exact same time Ibushi did the Cruiserweight Classic.
Oh yes, 2016 with
Yeah.
that with he had that class with Cedric Alexander. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. So I think it was sort of being like, okay, right, I like him.
yeah,
Where's he from?
yeah.
Where did he use to wrestle? And then seeing like a gif of Kenny Omega just randomly and being like, who is this guy? Like, I need to know who this is as well. And sort of slowly putting two and two together and realizing like, oh, right, they work in the same place and they're actually very well connected.
Yeah. I came across I came across Japanese wrestling similarly on YouTube. Like I said, with I think I remember the first one of the first matches I remember seeing. My buddy sent me Kenta Kobashi versus God, I don't want to fuck that up. Mitsuharu Masawa from
Hmm.
their match March 1st, 2003. Uh,
Yep.
he sent me that. He put that in our group chat, and I remember watching it and just being fascinated with what I was seeing. And then I remember like 2000. I remember I'll never forget this. I was in it was 2017, right after Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom 11, and
Hmm.
I remember going through Facebook. I was on Facebook at the time. Thank God I'm not on there now. It's Twitter. I remember.
I know, I check it occasionally just
No,
because I have to have
I
it for
don't even check it.
family,
I
and I'm
deleted it.
like,
I don't like.
uh,
Yeah, the only
yeah,
Facebook I have is Messenger.
I've got to be on the messenger, so I just use that, and it's like 99% AI videos. I'm like, what is this? I'm scared.
Yeah, but I remember scrolling through my feed at the time and seeing something that said these two guys had the best wrestling match ever, and I'm like, well, that can't be right because at the time, for me at the time, um, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker had the best match ever at
Okay.
WrestleMania 2009, the first time. Which, by the way, I think Shawn should have broken the streak, but I don't want to get into that. I really do. I really think he should have broken the streak. But again, I don't want to. No, I don't want to get into that. But I remember seeing these two guys had the best match ever. And I remember looking at watching it. It's like a 45-minute video or like a 46-minute video, and it's like a stage. It's the Wrestle Kingdom stage, smoke,
Hmm.
and this guy walking down just like the Terminator. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who's this? Who's this dude? Like, what's this? Why is he dressed like that? Why does he have a gun? Like, what is
Why
this?
she got
What
shotgun?
is going on? Why is the ring? What is that? Why is the ring? What's going on here? And then I see and then I see uh this other guy come out. His hair is silver. It's like, is this guy have frosted tips in his hair? And he's got this beautiful, and he's got this big belt on his, and he's got this
Hmm.
big belt on, and this like nice like colorful robe that I thought that actually looks kind of dope. And I know it, and again, I'm watching this like no idea who these people are, and I watch the match, and I'm like, and I'm just watching it very focused. Like, oh, that guy's athletic. Oh wow, he put him through a table. That's crazy. And then I'm like, then I'm watching this guy run full speed, his knee through the through the side of the other guy's head, and then go
Yeah.
for a pin, and he's kicking out at two, and I'm like, is that not the finish? And then I'm watching this guy hit a clothesline. I'm thinking,
Hmm.
clothesline, is that really your finisher? And he's kicking out of that. He kicked out of that twice, and then he kicked, and then at the last time, and then he hit it the last time, and the place goes nuts. And then they put people, and then shows people in the crowd, and they're crying. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, what was what did I just see? And it turned out I just watched the first match between Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega, and I was like, well, I'm
Yeah.
when are they doing this again? Then they did it again in Dominion,
Hmm.
and then I was like, wow, that was great. And I was like, well, when are they doing it again? And then they wouldn't do it again until the G1, that
Yes.
year.
And
And
some people
then
forget about that one for some reason. Like
I
some people, I think because it's not for the belt, some people will pass by it. Whereas I'm like, actually, out of all the five matches, that's probably like number three for me.
you
I
just
prefer it to the Dominion one.
okay, you just opened another can of worms because I feel
Forgot
because,
rank them now.
yeah because I do enjoy that match, but
Hmm.
I'm partial to the first Wrestle Kingdom 17, Wrestle Kingdom 11, not just because it's the first one I saw, but because I've gone back and watched it ever since, and it
Yeah.
just feels more organic.
Hmm.
I'll
I
watch. So
That one
so
goes
how would you
second
rank?
place.
How
That
would
one
you rank?
goes second.
Go
Okay,
first.
I put the see, I rewatch them every year and I re-rank them every year just to like make sure and it changes every year. I'm like, that's different. But as of this year, I put the 2 out of 3 falls first.
Really, everybody loves that.
Yeah. I
I
just I don't know. There's something so
don't. I
special
don't.
about it.
I don't dislike it. Like I
Hmm.
under. Like I like. Obviously, Kenny was gonna win. I felt like
Hmm.
Kenny was due. Was due. He was gonna win that regardless of
Yeah.
how long it went. But I was like, Okada's year that throws me off about the match. Honestly,
Okay. Okay.
I
I look at them in isolation, or at least I try to. Only
because
string them to each other.
yeah, because the match is good, but like Okada in disco pants wasn't in the pants. Okada in the pants wasn't. They weren't doing it for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
you know, I'm not gonna lie.
I get it. I get it.
Like when I
But
saw him at
I
Wrestle Kingdom 18, I was like, why is he wearing pants? Like you know,
hmm
and I was like, I didn't. It was all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would put Wrestle Kingdom very, very close second. Like they will when I rewatch them again this year, they'll probably swap places. Like it just depends how I'm feeling when I watch them.
Right.
Um, third, hmm, third I probably would put the G1 match.
Yeah.
But I am partial to the All In match because I was also there for that.
You were it all in.
Yeah.
So was I.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yes,
Yeah,
I flew all the way just for that. I was
yeah. So
like, I can't not be there.
yeah, I no, I thought I had the time. I was like, I had the time, I had the money. I said, you know, let's go for it.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's what I
regret
did.
it. I don't
And
regret it.
Kenny, I think I bought my ticket the day after World's End, so the day Kenny came out after Okada won the C2. So the match isn't even announced.
Oh,
And I said, I'm just
well,
taking the risk.
that's how serious you were it was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's how serious I was about this. I was so confident. I was like, they're doing it in Texas, and I'm gonna be in Texas. I bought it like the next day. I was
I
like, this is a really expensive mistake if I'm wrong.
I remember I got mine because I was following Hangman. That whole
hmm
beautiful
Yeah.
story they told, and I remember uh, I got it, and I'm like, if I don't go to this, I'm gonna regret it. And that's what I remember.
Yes.
That was my rationale for that show. If I don't go to this, I'm going to regret it. And I went, I bought it, had the time of my life. Lost
Oh, it's like the
my
best
voice was gone
weekend.
before the main event. Actually,
Yeah.
I can tell you the exact moment my voice went when Swerve and Osprey and the Bucks did that sequence in the ring
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the one.
where the Bucks did the Canadian destroyers and they countered into the house call and Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
My voice was gone at that point.
It just left. It just left you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. I get it.
Um,
Yeah, I remember being at that after party and being like,
I remember I
"Hello."
didn't stay
I was like,
long. I didn't
hmm
stay long. I wanted to stay, but also it was raining. I didn't expect it to rain like that though.
Yeah, it was raining. It
If
was
it wasn't
like,
raining, I probably would have stayed longer.
mm.
But
I
I
think that's
know,
why I stayed longer because I was like indoors. I was like, I don't want to walk out there.
uh,
I was like,
but I
I'll stay in
know
here.
I remember seeing like Darby was like roaming the parking lot. Um,
Yeah, it was.
Darby was like roaming the parking lot, and there like a lot of the people you could do a lot of meet and greet stuff. So that's my next goal. I want to go to like my next goal is WrestleCon. Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna go meet some of the people I haven't seen
hmm
in a while. Well, because I met Killer Cross, um,
Okay.
and that was awesome. I wanted to meet, and I want to see if I can meet Eddie Kingston. Love it.
Yeah. I thought about it because I was in Texas that I could have gone to
Took a
like the
little
meet
meet.
and greets.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm just too socially like I was like, what am I supposed to even say? So I just ended up not going. I regret it a tiny bit when Okada got announced, but I was like, no, because I was like, I don't even know what to say to these people, so I'll just leave it. Like,
I think about that too sometimes. But like for example, I met Rosemary and Allie. I met Demon,
hmm
and I remember meeting them at the time. I'm like, I still am one of their big. I still am a huge fan of them. But I remember at the time, I remember I got the chance to see him. I remember I'm standing at their table, like there's like a person in front of me. I'm standing at their table, looking at them, like thinking, what you said, like, what am I gonna say?
what am I gonna say? And I'm sure they carry the conversation like it's their job.
Yeah, because like I introduced myself. I was like, hi. I'm like, hi. I'm like, give me a minute. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Give me a second. I didn't. Amazingly, I didn't. But I was like, but like Rosemary was so cool, so chill.
Yeah.
So, and then like and then it went on from there. And it was just great. They're just
Yeah.
you have to remember. Um, at the end of the day, you have to remember their people, even if they do
hmm
make you cry. When I say make
Yeah.
you cry in like the best way possible, like like Michael, like if I ever meet Kota Ibushi, I'm pretty sure I'm going to cry because he's made me cry multiple times.
Oh. Oh, I'll be inconsolable. I won't be
I
able to say anything. I
I
think I'd have to run
cried.
away. I think I'd run away and just look at him in a distance and just be like, I can't do this.
I cried when he won the G1 in 2019. He like thought I was like clutching my pillow, crying, like
hmm
bawling my eyes out when he won that G1 because, like I said, the year prior, I thought for sure he was going to win it, and to see him go there and actually get it was it was pretty awesome. It was very, very awesome. Very awesome. speaking of
Yeah.
D1s, is that? Sorry, I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, speaking of D1s, is I know we have a bias with Tanahashi and Ibushi, but pair that match, their final, to the
Hmm.
year before, Kenny and Naito.
Hmm.
Are they comparable, or is one better than the other? Because to me, I go back and watch Kenny and Naito. Like, actually, what the other thing I was going to say before, Kenny and Naito was my first G1 final that I ever saw.
Okay.
And so, and then that set a bar. It also set a bar for matches of my lifetime in general, because I mean,
Hmm.
the job, like you saw what they did, you know. So like, and then to see it only get better the next year, with
Yeah.
I'm talking about quality, not even who's in it, just quality. In fact, that
Hmm.
it doubled was like it it was amazing. It's like, can I really? Is it even fair to compare the two? I don't think it is. But at the same time, I'm like, no, just admit it. The matches are both fire, and one of them is
Yeah.
slightly better than the other because the guy you wanted to win won.
Hmm.
Because like Naito, I didn't know Naito's story. I didn't know that he hadn't main event, that he had been trying to give redemption for his last main event when nobody wanted him to main event because he wasn't up. I didn't know that at the time, but I also know he had a really dope finisher with a really cool name called Presnation, and it looked awesome. And
Yeah.
I knew that, and I know that the match was amazing with the boost. We want, like you and me both said it. We both wanted that main event,
Hmm.
but also I didn't mind Tanahashi winning, but I know
Hmm.
that's what I wanted, so that's how I kind of look at it. So it was like,
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, the Kenny and Naito finals, I find myself comparing it to their semifinals the year before
yeah,
quite a lot. I find myself going like, okay, which one was better, you know? And then, but when I think about Ibushi and Tanahashi, I don't ever compare that to anything else
yeah,
because I'm like, there's nothing to compare it to. Like, I've never even thought to compare it to the finals the year before, just because it's on that like high of a bar for me.
yeah.
So for me, yeah, I think Ibushi and Tanahashi is like probably the best G1 finals they've ever run.
That is, yeah. I have to. So I have to agree. Honest. Well, like I said, well, the beauty of New Japan at that time, they were just running fire for like 6 years up until,
Mm,
honestly, they kind of lost it with the pandemic a bit, but just a little bit. But like 2000 like 15 to 2019, like New Japan was untouchable. And
mm,
mind you, at the time, the only thing New Japan had to really compete with was WWE. There was no AEW at the time, you know. And so to see them, like especially around the tournament times, it's like, okay, how good is the tournament going to be? Okay, the tournaments are good. How's the final? And every final for 3 years straight hit, like
yeah.
2000, like, well, four. You can even argue four, because that, well, I guess five. You go even back to 2015 with Shinsuke and Naito,
Mm,
Shinsuke and Tanahashi in 2015. Shinsuke and Tanahashi. Then you had uh, Kenny and Goto. Then you had Kenny and Naito, Ibushi and Tanahashi,
yeah.
Jay and Ibushi. You know what I mean? You know.
Was it the J one first? Or was it the Sonata one? I always get them
So
mixed up.
So
Sonata was
Ibushi
yeah,
goes
it
back to
goes
back,
through.
and then the second one is against Sonata.
Okay, yeah, no, that always messes me up because obviously Jay wins the briefcase after the Sonata one.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, I like I always
yeah,
Jay's there all the time, and I'm always like, right, what year was that? Like compared to the other one.
yeah. Speaking of Jay, were you surprised to see him at Tanahashi's retirement, or did you kind of expect that considering their history?
No, I
Were you
was.
surprised by anybody at the retirement?
Um, I think Muto was surprised by himself. I think he was not aware that he was giving flowers. Where he just popped up and was like, me? I was like, yeah, it's your turn.
Uh,
Um, Was I surprised? Yeah, I was surprised by Jay. Um, I wasn't. Nobody else surprised me. I knew Koa was coming out. I
Yeah,
mean, you knew he was coming out because he was taking pictures outside the dome
yeah.
all morning. But even before that, I was like, he's coming out. They're doing it.
That broken.
Um,
Oh, like a lot of. I know. I think even you said it. Like, give him a crutch, give him a chair, give him.
yeah, I was just so like looking back, I'm like, no, okay, I'm glad they didn't give him a crouch. Like I understand what he was aiming for, wanting to walk unassisted. But yeah, in the moment, I was like, somebody give him a crutch. I was like, what are we doing?
Because it was crazy. It was crazy because I'm like, but also part of me was like, you know what? I feel like he wouldn't have it any other way. Because
Exactly. It's what
we're
he
all
wanted.
like, as much as we love our golden star, we know that there's something. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not all there, and that's why we
No.
love it. That's why
Yeah,
we
it's
love it.
there's something up in the brain that isn't wired right, or perhaps not wired at all.
But,
Um,
well,
and
something's
that's what
wired
makes him
there because
enjoyable.
he's amazing at pro.
Yeah, I mean he's got that part down.
Yeah, but everything else is just.
The daily life stuff, I'm not so sure. I don't really know.
I'll never forget him and Tanahashi were tag team, and they were in an interview, and he
I heard you know what you're gonna say.
he was trying to explain to Tanahashi he said he lives 25-hour days.
Yeah.
And Tanahashi is like in the most Tanahashi way possible. He's just looking at him like, what are you? He's like kind of encouraging. He's like, okay. He's like, you sound crazy, but I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's
You know,
like, I understand the words coming out your mouth. I'm not sure if I understand them put
like he got the
together.
concept. Like I feel like Tana
Yeah.
got the concept. He got
Yeah.
the concept of what he was trying to say. He didn't get
They,
it. He didn't
no.
fully understand it. But he was like, oh, I see what he's going for.
The actual execution, it was like, I'm not really sure about that. But like the concept, it's like, okay,
It totally,
they
totally
pop
made.
off. I don't know. That's not
Yeah.
really for me.
It probably worked, but it was like it makes sense. It makes sense.
If it works for him,
Yeah, it worked
then
for him.
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I was excited to see. I was happy to see Jay,
Hmm.
especially since we hadn't seen him on AEW for a while. Because, like you said, we know he's been injured, so I was happy to see him. Um, uh, I was happy to see Shibata, but again, that was expected.
I expected that. Yeah, people seem surprised by that, but
Yeah,
I was like,
but I think
I
I more so
was,
like what they did. You know, the whole
oh,
lockup. That was
yeah, that that made
that
me cry. I mean, the whole
that
thing made
did
me cry,
that
but
took me up.
that
That
started
took
a new series of tears.
but no, that choked me up a bit because I love stuff like that. That always gives me chills when I see that. Same thing with what was it when Okada and Brian in the Dome last year, where Okada paid respect to Brian after their match. I was like, yeah, that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. That's you know like that. I think the other time it happened was Yuji Nagata and Minoru Suzuki. They like I guess they were putting aside their like 30 years of hate or whatever, and like they like smacked each other in the face like 3 times, and then at the last time they just shook hands. I was like,
Yeah.
that's great. That's so,
I
that's
know. Like we said, wrestling, so easy, so simple.
so so easy. It's so Wrestle Kingdom, like especially the main event, reminded me of why I love it because it was
Yeah.
so like I was like that's how you send somebody off. That's how you
Yeah.
do it. I was expecting streamers. I'm not gonna lie to you because I've seen all the Stardom videos and like all the
Mm,
when they have like retirement or when they retire for a Joshi and they send out the massive amount of streamers. I was waiting for that,
yeah.
and when I
I
and we
suppose
and when I didn't get that or confetti, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh
I suppose like the smoke at the end as he walked
yeah,
away was kind of
yeah.
thing because like I think of Tam Nakano who retired last year. They didn't do streamers of that. They did little feathers
Uh,
at the end and then she kind of like it went black and disappeared.
um, I've been, so while we're on the topic of Joshis, I do follow Stardom on Twitter.
Hmm.
I found myself if they say hey, this match is really good. You should check it out. I'll find myself trying to find a way to watch it. But I've heard like, who is the ace of Stardom right now? Who's the top dog in Stardom right now? Well, right now, isn't
Saya
it?
Kamatani.
That's what I've heard. I've heard she's got like a lot. Like she's elaborate. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So she retired, Tam, last year. And that was for the red belt. So she had, oh my goodness, let me try to recall. Because I also I don't watch Stardom all the time, but like
Also,
I keep
don't
up
mean
with
to
it.
cut you off. What question? Which one is higher, the red belt or the white belt?
The red belt
Okay, so the red belt is World of
is like
Stardom,
their world of Stardom.
and
Yes.
then the red white belt is Wonder of Stardom, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just
Yes.
want to make sure. All right,
Correct.
carry.
So Saya was out injured with a shoulder injury.
Okay.
Um, and then she came back, did the heel turn. Um, and then ended up wrestling Tam, and Tam was her mentor, like the one that brought her into wrestling. And Tam was sort of the ace for a good couple of years.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
hearing her name a lot.
y- yeah, so Saya beat Tam for the belt. They then had a loser leaves Stardom match, which Saya also won. So Tam was technically like a freelancer, for the last couple months of her career. And then they said, okay, one more at like the big show of the year, Tam versus Saya, loser retires. Belt also on the line. So Saya won again. Haven't seen Tam since. Amazing match. Please, if anybody hasn't seen it, that was one of my favorite matches of last year. Um, at one point, not to spoil too much, but at one point they hit this headbutt that's so nasty that I felt like sick in my throat. I was like, oh, I was like, that was so horrible and disgusting, but also amazing to watch at the same time. So really Saya's sort of held the red belt since she won the strong belt a couple months ago against Izumi.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Um,
remember
and
seeing that.
then just obviously lost it at Wrestle Kingdom to
To
Shuri.
Shuri. So Shuri now has who's been wrestling for about 2 decades almost.
A while, I know she used to be MMA,
Yes, I remember that
and then
too.
made the switch.
So I know
Um,
so Shuri has the strong belt and the IWGP belt, correct?
yes, and I think they're probably gonna combine them. I hope.
Let's see.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
see.
who has the I know Noah just made a women's belt. Who has that?
I think Miyu Iwatani just won that.
That's what I want to say. That's honestly
I
what I want to
think,
say too, because I thought I
yeah,
saw her
I
with it.
think so. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with too much Noah or Marigold, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure she just won it.
Uh, yep. My Miyu has it.
Okay,
Miyu Iwatani has it.
yes. Live Google search. Just quickly, quickly fact check ourselves.
Um, so we were talking earlier about well, we were talking about match of the year, but before we get to match of the year, I want to get to the one thing that we connected on. You wrote a
Mm,
blog. You're
mhm.
still writing a blog on
We're
two of
still
our favorite,
going.
yeah, two of our favorite people on the planet, the Golden Lovers.
Mhm.
What inspired you to write this?
It's, I mean, they've always been my favorite for so long. And I first really got into sort of the expanded world of wrestling, um, because of them and because of, nights of reading other people's blogs and reading summaries and just hunting for media, and things like that. So I kind of just once I graduated university, um, I picked up writing and I just thought, okay, what if somebody combined all of this? Like, what if I just did that again and I just went hunting for everything, but this time I put it all together and I wrote my own version because there's quite a few amazing summaries. Mitch on WordPress um has an incredible summary of their whole story. But I was like, I want to write it bigger, like not bigger, but their story ends um w- with Omega versus Tanahashi. That's when they
2019,
stop
yeah.
bringing it. Yeah, that's where theirs ends. And I was like, well, what if I just kept going? And theirs is very concise. I'm not a concise writer. I will ramble on and on and on. So
I
I
could
said, why
kind of
don't I
see,
just do that?
yeah, I could see that in your writing, but in a good way. Like I could see that because like you were trying to get every single detail about their separate
Yes.
paths when they were together, like all of it. And I was like, when I
Yeah.
was reading it, I was like, see, I remember like, oh, his journey in WWE. I remember that. I remember
Hmm.
Kenny, Kenny on his own before he joins Bullet Club when he's encountering Devitt. I remember
Yeah.
all, all of that stuff. Um, was it hard to write the part about well, it wasn't, I want to say it was hard, but like, what do you think the hardest part of the history is always to write about, or it's always hard to read about? Because for me, every time I think about them, when Kenny wins the G1 and he won't address them the whole period of time where
Mm.
he doesn't even acknowledge that he exists, or like when he loses it to Naito and he sees him backstage, because that was like, I think
Hmm.
that was the first time they're in separate blocks, but they're in the G1
Yes.
together, and like
Yes.
he meets him backstage and he doesn't want anything to do with him. It's like,
Hmm.
is that hard to write every time? Is that always heartbreaking to write about, or is it
I, I don't see it's so let's go back to Tanahashi and Okada again. Um and this match, I texted my friend yesterday. Because yesterday I started writing the chapter for Kenny and Kota 3.
uh,
Um
oh, the one in the
the
G1?
G1 match.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I started writing that yesterday. And so I have to do a watch through of it. Obviously, I have to do multiple. And I found myself feeling quite emotional at it, and I've seen the match a million times, and I've never once
About that.
felt that,
Yeah.
felt like I did yesterday watching it. And I texted my friend and I was like, I think Tanahashi's retirement has sort of opened the floodgates for me to just get emotional at things that I'm like, I'm not used to that. I'm normally like, so I didn't really find anything emotional to sort of write about because I was just, laser focused on like, okay, I have to get this done. I have to get all the information I can in it and add my character analysis in that. So now it's very different now coming back to the writing and writing about this third match, and I'm like, whoa, I'm feeling emotions. So I think this one, like this upcoming chapter, is probably going to be the most emotional one to write about.
It's like it's their third match. They haven't fought each other in 6 years up to this point,
6, yeah.
and like, and Kenny still hasn't beaten him.
Hmm.
Like, and Kenny's champion now, so you're wondering how much is really changed.
Hmm.
I remember watching the Being the Elite episode of that, um, when they had that, and I remember the Bucks just telling us like, "Hey, look, I know this match means to you guys, and like, I hope you guys, I know what you guys do, but just kill each other out there, you know."
Yeah.
I remember Matt telling that to Kenny, and then they went out and had their match. The Bucks were ringside for the match, watching them do these
Yes.
things, and they're both like, "Come on, like,
I know.
like,
I
what
was
are y'all
I was
doing, man?"
and I was taking my bullet points in my watch through yesterday. There's at least 4 or 5 where I go, and Nick says, "Oh my God, come on, guys, don't do that." I'm like, okay, I don't need to mention it every single time because we'd be here forever. And
Yeah,
I was like, and then Matt says, "Go in the ring." I'm like, yeah, I know.
but it's good. I think that at the time it was great because you kind of they were like reeling them in, so to speak,
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they were kind of like, look, we know how you guys can get. Like I feel like if the Bucks weren't there, it was gonna get
hmm there
worse.
was, yeah. No, there was also something I wrote, the way they use the crowd in the third match is very different to the second. Not that they don't acknowledge the crowd in the second match, because of course they do. They're outside hitting balcony moonsaults and things.
Right.
But it's very like laser focused, and they sort of fall into this bloodlust in the second match, which is like kill, kill, kill. Like not
Yeah,
even,
yeah,
they're not
yeah.
thinking about anything else. Nothing else is,
I
it's like
mean,
nothing else is even there.
yeah, I mean, like Ibushi hit a Rana from the top rope to the
Yeah.
outside, like, and
Yeah.
everybody thought, oh, Kenny's dead. There's no way,
hmm I
or
I I say in the second match chapter that it is like they are the only two people that exist for the
I saw that
37
match,
minutes.
which is so funny you say that because if you look at
hmm
that match, like we were talking about presentation again, here we go with presentation again. Not even how they're coming to the ring. Look at the match itself. All the only color is the ring, and like you
hmm
can't see during the match. You don't even know the entrance ramp is there. The only reason you know
No,
there's a
you
crowd,
can't see it.
the only way you know there's a crowd is because they go out into it. You forget
Yeah,
there's a crowd there. Like
yeah.
even when we in the spot we just talked about, it looks like he swallows him into nothing.
hmm And then so it's so different from the third match, because the third match they're both very aware of the crowd and acknowledging it as a way to keep themselves grounded, as a way to like keep themselves restrained.
Yeah,
They sort of look around and like they're acknowledging the noise they're making. They've been like, okay, I've gone too far because I can hear the crowd,
yeah. Because they're gonna
reacting
tell
to
you
me. I'm good.
the crowd
Yeah,
because the crowd's gonna they're gonna tell you it's like whoa 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 hey 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 hey
yeah, that
going
was
on
that was too far.
yeah
Especially Kenny. Colton, not so much. He kind of just hits his things and he's like, all right,
yeah.
like I'm not biased. But
Well, because
Kenny,
when he hit that,
especially
he
in
hit
that
that
match.
double knees. When he hit the
hmm
the moonsault into the double knees for the first time, everybody's like, "Yo, what the what?"
Yeah. And yeah, I think they recognize that that third match in kayfabe, they recognize that that third match is for the fans. It's not for them. Like that second match was for them. And that third match is not, because they don't want to do it. So they're very much more acknowledging of the crowd and sort of involve them as a third person. Which is so interesting because the first match, obviously, it's falls count anywhere. It's
Yeah,
like a
it was a good
anywhere
match.
match.
It was a
So
beautiful match.
literally, yeah, the crowd is literally the arena.
Yeah,
Um, and of course they acknowledge the crowd and they showboat, and they but the way they do it in the first match compared to the third is completely different.
yeah. Like we're both matches where the crowd, but
hmm
also
But
both
in
matches,
opposite ways.
yeah, we're aware of the crowd because we need you to see what's going on in the
hmm
first one. Third one's
Yeah,
like we're aware of you because we know you waited with us.
yeah. It's the first one. It's like I'm showing off to the crowd, and the third one is more like I need the crowd to be my stabilizer. I need them to judge me. I need them to critique me. Whereas the first one, it's like, oh, yay, look at me, like I'll show off and everything. And then the second one, as I said, there's like almost no acknowledgement to them.
Oh, and no, that was well because that was for sure. Because I think the other thing about that match is like I imagine Kenny thought he had him. Because mind you,
Mm,
time has passed. They're not a tag team. They're not tagging as much anymore.
hmm
Kenny has built his stock as a singles guy, and he's probably thinking, okay, let me try again. While Ibushi, he's at the time he's earned his moniker Golden Star. He's
hmm
doing whatever, being the best wrestler on earth without even trying.
hmm
And so to see all that, and then for Kenny to say, "All right, I definitely can have it. We definitely have it this
Yeah.
time," and to come up short in the way he did, like a one winged angel short. Mind you, that's the match he kicked out of the one winged angel at.
hmm
You know, so it.
And that second match. that is like the most I've seen Kenny use jiu-jitsu because he brought it specifically for that match,
Yeah,
to target Ibushi's injured shoulder.
yeah.
He's like, I'm going to wrestle in this completely different way that I've never done before and have never done since because I don't actually enjoy it, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to
Because I have a mission.
get Ibushi's shoulder and I'm going to win.
Right.
So then to like not do it and then to make that choice in the third match of saying, okay, I'm not gonna bring the jiu-jitsu back because it didn't, earn me the
Well, serve
victory
no
last
purpose.
time.
Serve no
Yeah, it
purpose
just
last time.
it just gave me grief because I was doing things I didn't want to do. And then to still lose in that third one
Uh,
is like, oh, they're so special.
oh, they are. They are. Like I can't ignore how good they.
Yeah,
You can't. It's hard. It's hard
yeah.
because like with Coda, like I find myself leaning more towards Coda than Kenny is because like I think it's because he's just so uh he's so fluid.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? In the
Hmm.
way that's just like he's so his movements are just very smooth. It looks like
I
it's
describe him as a cat
yeah,
in
like
this third match.
it's like an art. It's like an art for him. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you said, all of his matches. He can do whatever. You know,
Hmm.
like one of my favorite Ibushi matches is him and ECE in the T1 in 2018, where they just decided we're gonna go out here and just diss each other into oblivion.
Yeah.
You know, like that was awesome. I remember watching that thing like that's awesome. I'm like I have yet to see Kenny. Not that Kenny is incapable of doing that, but honestly, I haven't seen Kenny come close to something that authentic.
Mm.
Does that
They're
make sense?
so even. No, that totally makes sense. They're so even. It's like picking between two suns. Like
It
I
is.
can't pick a favorite son.
It is like it's hard because like so, and this is so transition into our favorite matches from the 2020s. Um, one of my favorite matches from the 2020s is Kenny and Takeshita at Revolution from last year
Oh, yes.
because
I
when we were just talking about how different Kenny has to wrestle because he's coming off the diverticulitis, and then you're watching it, you're thinking, okay, he's got that. What is he capable of doing? What can
hmm
he do? You know, what is not going to hurt him? What's he going to
Yeah. The
do?
smoke and mirrors of the Gabe Kid match, with the
Right,
outside, with the chairs, with the it was like, okay, we're gonna have a real big Kenny Omega classic singles match.
right.
What does that look like now?
Yeah. What, especially after, like I said, after diverticulitis, because I think that was his first single since the game match, wasn't that?
I
Correct me
think
if
he
I'm
wrestled
wrong.
Brian Cage on a random Dynamite.
Maybe,
Yes,
maybe, but still,
I think he had the tag match in Australia, and then
yes, with
The
with
Brian
Osprey,
Cage match. Yeah, the Brian Cage match was either before or after that.
may have been before.
I
But
don't
I do remember
remember.
the tag. I do remember the tag because it was Osprey and Kenny versus Takeshita and Fletcher,
Hmm.
and I remember that, and I remember watching that Revolution match. I still go back to it one because like we were talking about before, gear, like their gear was awesome. I don't know if you
Yeah.
watched. I went back and watched because they said it was from Hajime no Ippo, where the second fight with Sendo. So I went back and watched the fight in the show, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh, it makes sense. That was amazing. I watched it like that was amazing. I could see why they wore this gear.
Hmm.
And again, fast forward to the match itself, I'm like, oh, the match itself was amazing, and I definitely didn't expect like, wait, so how I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, who's gonna win this? It was one of those like, I don't know who's gonna
Hmm.
win. I don't know. And then Kenny wrestle the title away from Takeshita
Yeah.
in the like
That's
smartest
such
way
an
possible.
important word, like wrestles
Yeah,
it.
he wrestled it away from him.
Yeah.
Was brilliant.
Oh, I prefer it to their All Out match
Oh yes,
from
no, no,
the
oh,
couple years
without a
prior.
doubt, without a
Yeah.
doubt, without a doubt.
Yeah.
That because it was so. I might go watch it after we finish this. Honestly, it was just so. It was
Stick
just
on.
so. Yeah, it was just so like this is so well done.
Hmm.
You know, they just
Yeah.
it just worked so well. Like Takeshita is this like he has beaten Kenny before, but now Kenny is like, and he beat Kenny at what? I mean, Kenny was at least 80%,
Hmm.
and now Kenny was probably at 75. You
Yeah.
know, and he managed to do it. So
It was great. It was really great. And then speaking of Kenny Omega coming back from an injury, putting on a match, the Will Ospreay Wrestle Kingdom match is probably like just underneath Tanahashi and Okada for me for this decade.
that's how. No. So here are the matches I'm going to watch. Where are we going to? Here are the matches I'm probably definitely going to watch when we get off of here. I'm going to rewatch the entire Tanahashi's retirement match.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to rewatch um, their Tanahashi and Okada's Wrestle Kingdom match from Wrestle Kingdom 9. That's my favorite match
Hmm.
they had
Yeah.
because I love
That's a
because,
beautiful one.
because I remember the narrative of that was me like Okada had beaten Tanahashi before, but never at Wrestle Kingdom.
Hmm.
And they were painting it around this for sure. This is going to be the one he's going to. This is the Wrestle Kingdom he's going to beat him at. And then he was just couldn't kind of outlast him. He just couldn't do it. You know, but that was I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that Revolution match. I'm gonna watch another one of my favorite matches from last year, Bandito versus Takeshita at Supercard of Honor.
Oh, I was trying
Day
so
before
hard
All
to
In.
get in that building
I
that
I
night.
watched it on the
Okay.
plane coming into Texas. I was so happy the
Yeah.
plane had Wi-Fi. I watched it on the
I
plane and it was amazing.
Yeah, I was out. I don't know. I have a friend in Texas, so she was, showing me around the areas, but the the whole day prior, I was texting everybody I knew. I was like, is there any way I can get in this building? I was like, I need to see this. I was like, I don't care if I'm up in the rafters, like staying. I don't care where I am. I was like, I just need to be there. So I watched it the morning after. And it was just like, whoa.
So
I
you
was
watched
like, oh
the
my
day
God.
of All In, like the day of All In.
Yeah, the morning, like getting ready.
It was
And I was just like, oh my God.
it
It's like
was
best match of the weekend and I wasn't there.
it, that was like top three matches of the weekend. It was that. It was Swerve and Osprey versus the Bucks, and then the Mox and Hangman main event.
Hmm.
Those
I
were like
love
my
Tony
top.
versus Mercedes too.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah,
That was good. I was
yeah.
honestly unexpected because I'm thinking that one was like I was on for sure. I'm like, this might be it for Tony, and then
Mm,
he pulled it out.
Called out.
He pulled it out. That's a special. That's a special woman right there.
Oh yeah. She
Tony,
is
she
just
is she
yeah,
is
everything she does is magic.
it is
I
like
can't I can't sing her praises enough.
I have full confidence that her and Marina Shafir are going to give us something classic tonight. I have
Mm,
full confidence in it. Full confidence. Speaking
for
of
sure.
confidence, what Tony and Mariah May did at Revolution, um,
Oh my God.
like
Yeah.
watching it, I'm like when everybody was on Twitter saying this should have been the main event, and then going back and rewatching it, I said, yeah, it should have been. But also, I was like, considering what the main event was at the time, I was like, yeah, you could have put Edge and Mox before this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it had the black
I'm
and
also
white.
not like a Adam Copeland fan, so you could have just
Yeah,
not put him on at all and I would have been fine.
yeah, yeah. Not I I admittedly popped in all in because I wasn't ready for that. I'm not
I
gonna lie to you.
know.
I
Just sat there. I
I
was like,
admittedly
okay.
popped. I admittedly popped mostly because I love the song. The song is good. It is.
Well, that's everybody loves the song. Like that's the only thing. But I
Yeah,
remember I just sat there, didn't make a noise, couldn't see anything because obviously everybody stood up in front of me,
yeah.
like freaking out, and I was like,
I was gonna say, where were you? Where were you sat
okay.
at? Where were you sat at?
Um, I wasn't on the floor. I was in the first like section after the floor, so a little elevated, maybe like section 6 or
Oh, I
so.
think it was
Yeah,
like
near the back of that one.
I think I was right around there. I remember it had like a corner spot. Like I could
Mhm.
see the way I describe it. The VIP section on the floor is
Mhm.
in front of me, and like
Okay.
I can see I have a corner angle from everything. So like when the Bucks came on their little boat or whatever, which I thought was
Mhm.
hilarious. I,
Oh my God.
I
That was
thought
might have been the best thing the whole show.
it was well for me. It was that, and for me, it was the Hurt Business, the Hurt Syndicate coming out because the artists they came out with are some of my favorite artists, musical artists.
Okay.
So
Love
like,
that.
so I thought that was pretty cool. And but where the Bucks came on their boat and like they stopped like almost right in front of us.
Oh, yeah, that's good. They didn't even come round to my
Yeah,
my area.
yeah, that's where we were sat at. But
Mhm.
yeah, those are the matches I'm probably gonna watch when we get off here. But yeah, all of those are in there. Like but Bandito Takeshita, definitely one of my favorites from last year. Bandito, like if Bandito, I know he's Ring of Honor World Champion now, and I know he's not probably not going to be MJF next week. But
Mm.
at some point this year, like Eddie Kingston, I think both of them need to have a world title run somewhere in the future.
Mhm.
Especially Bandito, because that guy's money. That
Yeah, I it's so interesting the way belts work because I don't think about them the same way other people do. Like I totally agree. Yeah, sure they deserve a world title run, but I'm more concerned about I'm like as long as they are getting the TV time, as long as I
yeah,
get to see them, I'm
yeah,
happy. I don't really need a person to win. The only reason why I'd want someone to win a world title is because I want to see them like in a main event
yeah,
spot, like confirm that as if it wasn't already confirmed for them, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Like if they have to
Like
fight
with
for
Eddie
it and they're
Kingston,
not guaranteed.
like with Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston at what was it last Winter is Coming. Like
Yes.
you want to see him there because he's loved
Yes.
and he is due, but also you get to see Eddie Kingston wrestle, and we
Hmm.
haven't seen him in over a year because he tore his ACL. And
Yeah.
then and like the while he was out, I was following him on what's his name, Cesar Bononi. He
Hmm.
has a YouTube channel, and Eddie Kingston would go over there and basically do rehab for his leg,
Hmm.
for his knee. And so seeing that, I was like, now that he's back, like just give me Eddie Kingston on TV, whether he's cut promos, whether he's in matches, whatever the case may be. I just want to see Eddie Kingston. I
Yeah.
don't care to what
Yeah.
capacity.
As long as they're guaranteed a spot and like hopefully a prominent one. I'm
Yeah,
not too like concerned. Like belts are more just like props
yeah.
to me.
Like that's how where I'm at
But
now
a
with
good
Roger.
prop.
That's where I'm at
Yes.
now with Roger Strong. Like as long as I can see you, like, and I want to see you. Like, I think isn't he on? Yeah, I think he's on has a match tonight, doesn't he? I think he does.
I have no
Hopefully.
idea.
Uh,
Hopefully.
yeah, here, hang on. Let me. But yeah, that's. But I see what I agree with. I see what you're saying about
Mm.
that. But like about how they become more like you want them to be more prompt. You want to see them versus just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like
here's a
I'm not bothered about a lineage or a achievement in winning a fake belt on a fake show.
yeah,
Not to like, call it like as long as they're on prominent spots,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine by me.
I agree. I agree. What else happened? The Revolution tag match with the Bucks and Kenny and Page in 2020.
Yeah.
Uh, that started a whirlwind of like great tag team matches for me,
Hmm.
where I really started looking at tag team wrestling differently. You know,
I think it
I
did for a
probably
lot of people.
yeah, I probably haven't changed. I haven't felt that way about a tag match since DIY and FTR did it in 2016 and that 2 out of 3 falls match to take over. Well, that's
Yeah.
not true. That's not true. I felt the same way when what was it, Undisputed Era did it against Mustache Mountain. So it has evolved since then.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. That was one of the first. It was the same with AEW when I started with New Japan. I didn't know how to watch it. So I would just keep up with it online. And then when the pandemic hit, I managed to figure it out. And that tag match was one of the first things I saw. And I
yeah,
was like, like, this is just, this is so different, um, than anything I've ever seen. I ended up writing an article about it just because I was like, this is just the words I've lost them.
because if anything, New Japan. This is why I love New Japan, not just New Japan, but Japanese wrestling in general, because it feels like I think when I first started watching in 2017, when I first started watching like the first Kenny Okada match, and then I was watching the G1, and then I'm watching the G1, especially felt this in the G1 final of Naito and Kenny. It's like
Hmm.
the, there's there's weight to everything. You
Yeah.
know, you forget, like you know it's for a final, but it's like you have to remember, like I'm reminding you, I'm seeing these guys. They're wrestling for a trophy. They're not wrestling for a belt. They're doing this for a trophy
Hmm.
that that I didn't know existed. You know, like so I'm watching guys. Oh, this is the final of this tournament. So, oh, okay. And then they go out here and they're doing whatever, like Naito falling back to Stardust Genius. Um, Kenny is hitting Corey's wrath. He's doing all this. He's doing a lot. They're doing so much. They're doing so much. Naito hits like 5 Destinos, and Kenny kicks out of 4 of them. And I'm like, well, at some point and I'm like, well, at some point the match has got to end, right? Like, because half those times
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, because the beauty of it is like half these moves I'm thinking these are finishers in the company I used to watch. Like nobody's
Hmm.
kicking out, like nobody's kicking out of these some of this stuff.
Hmm.
To see that people are is like, oh wow,
Yeah.
like
And I
like
think that's like to go back to what we were just talking about titles being props. That trophy means something
oh, it does.
because of the match they had. Like
Yeah,
matches make these things important. I do not care about a belt until you show me in the ring why it means something. And it's the same way every G1 final this year maybe debatable. Um every G1 final it shows you like how important it is to win it because of how far they were willing to go.
like back to what you can go back even further to what we're saying about the IWGP World Belt. That used to
Hmm.
that belt to me, I imagine for a lot of people. Well, for me, I can only speak for myself. That belt didn't mean anything. Not that it didn't mean anything because he understands the world championship, but also it's like, okay, I need this belt to have some kind of. I need this belt to have a blowaway match where I forget about the belt and talk about the match.
Yeah,
And
there
then
needs to be a weight to it.
right. So that's why why what Osprey and Shingo did was so important because they went out there, put on that
Hmm.
classic for that belt,
Hmm.
and made me forget. Oh, they were wrestling for that this whole time. I don't care. I just know the match is great.
Yeah,
You know, like same
exactly.
thing. Like same thing with this year, the C2 this year, which
A bit convoluted.
I was like, as long as I was talking to, I don't want an Okada repeat. I was
Mm.
I didn't care who won the C2. I just knew the
Hmm.
matches were going to be great because AEW is always going to deliver a match quality, so I didn't care who won it. I thought for sure either Takeshita or Fletcher were going to win it. I really
Mm.
did. I
I
really
wanted
did.
Okada to win it because I just thought it would be funny. I
But
thought this will be
but
really funny if they go through this convoluted. Okay,
oh,
unified belt. It's just going away for a minute. Because then if Okada wins it, he's still unified belt. But if Okada doesn't win it, then the unified belt is going to disappear completely. I was
Yeah.
like, I hope they just have Okada win it, so all their explanation just doesn't mean anything. It's like, oh,
Well,
everything's just the same. It's
yeah,
fine.
that's what I thought at first, but then I saw John Moxley have a tournament of a life.
Yeah. I know. Could you
Like,
imagine telling someone at like the start of last year that John Moxley was gonna end up being like arguably wrestler of the year
I,
and put on like a performance,
I,
a round robin performance like
I
that?
was gonna say the only person I would say are Hangman, Bandito, and Mox are my wrestlers of the year because
Hmm.
Hangman won that belt. Hangman had great matches because he had that match with Ospreay in the Owen Hart in the Owen final, which is amazing. He's coming off that beef with Swerve, that crazy, crazy beef with Swerve, the felonious beef with Swerve that contained arson, literal felonies, the arson and the breaking and entering, and then
I was thinking about that Tony Khan tweet where he's like, I've been I've been on call of the police all night and I'm gonna make sure Hangman doesn't spend the night in the cell so that he can wrestle tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, check out the All Out.
and so, oh yes, that was right. Oh yeah, that was right before. That was right before
Yeah,
their cage match because it's one of
yeah,
those things where it's like if you arrest him, he's done because he's in front of the house. He's on video.
you
Like,
watched
granted,
it.
what Swerve did on video was bad. Like, that's breaking and
Yeah,
entering. But this dude, that's arson. That's
yeah.
worse.
And Tony's like, don't worry, I'm gonna keep him at the jailhouse. Swerve wants him. Swerve wants him on Sunday. Check out, guys, buy the pay-per-view.
That's awesome. But at the same time, it was crazy, but it was awesome at the same time because that's kind of like what I want from a blood feud without a belt.
Yeah, of
That's what you
course.
want. Like two guys like who are just like, and now I want to say they're best of friends. Now they have mutual respect and they both want to kill MJF.
Now I have some weird, like, I don't even know what's going on there.
So just think about it.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's like it's one of the
Two
things. It's like
freaks. They're just two freaks who
it's the
happen to
same.
be in the
Oh
same
yeah,
area at the same time.
that was the same thing with like when Kyle O'Reilly and John had their match, where it's like yeah they
Mm.
killed each other and Kyle made John submit. John had to respect it. You know, he
Yeah.
beat the crap out of him, broke his arm, and it was like he's still beating. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but fair enough. Fair enough. But I you could not have told me until probably like maybe like after the Claudio match, after Mox's Claudio match, I'm like, yeah, there's no way. I didn't think
Mm.
Claudio was gonna come. I didn't know who was gonna come out of that group,
Hmm.
but I was like, there's no way it's gonna be Mox. There's just no way. I didn't. I thought it was gonna be. I thought for sure. I'm telling you, I thought for sure the group final was gonna be Takeshita and and Fletcher, and
Mm.
the
I
winner
got
of that
the
faced Okada. I thought that for sure.
yeah, I got the final four right. And then I had Okada going into the finals, but I think I had Fletcher going into the finals with Okada and then Okada getting his win back
Yeah,
and
yeah,
winning. So I was like, oh, it was kind of close. I got the final four.
yeah. Good. That's good. Like I said, I I had no idea. Especially once Gold League went to a 5-way tie at 6. I'm
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
don't know. Well, I was like, I don't know
I was like,
at this
okay.
point. Like I like I
I was like,
but
we're being unreasonable. Like,
no,
what's
I thought that
this?
was brilliant because of like it really
Oh
ramped
yeah.
up unpredictability because of, like you're like you have no way of knowing. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of like what I know. It's like leave me in the leave me like I want to know, but leave me in the dark until the day of because I don't want to let me keep guessing. Let me keep guessing.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
this year
And
was
the other
perfect.
league being the opposite, was Takeshita just
Oh yeah,
like running a train through it and just being
right,
like, no, I'm winning this.
yeah. And then it was kind of convoluted what happened the day of
Mm.
with Takeshi and Okada, and I'm like, and now Takeshi doesn't have anything. He's not world champion
Hmm.
anymore. He already cashed in his G1. He doesn't have anything. Okada being who he is and being what the story they're telling now, that's not going to be the end of that. Which also reminds me, eh, so what do you think happened? Do you think Fletcher, Fletcher and Takeshi get kicked out for their failure, or Takeshi who gets kicked out first for failing, Fletcher or Takeshi?
You don't see. There's a part of me that really would want Takesha to leave on his own accord.
Yeah,
I think that would
because
add
he's already
so
got the crowd.
much more. Yeah, like you don't need that sympathy from a turn against him. You
Right.
need that like hype from the crowd where he actually just says, "No, I'm just gonna leave by myself."
And when he tells them personally when he tells them to fuck off on his own.
Yeah, basically. I'd
Yeah,
rather that than Dawn telling him to.
yeah.
Like, I think
But
he should just leave by his own accord.
what about Fletcher?
I don't.
Fletcher just the Fletcher just lost. And Fletcher
Yeah.
lost. He lost the TNT championship. He lost and a
Hmm.
great. Oh, speaking of which, that's another match. The match with Briscoe. That we'll get.
Yes.
That was really good.
That was good.
I love Briscoe's video entry to that match. That kind of gets me because
Yeah.
I have to remember. Not that I have to remember, but I always have to keep reminding myself. Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
which also FTR and the Briscoes, their first match of Supercard of Honor is their best one. Yeah, I think their first,
Yeah.
neither one of Supercard of Honor is the best one. The other two, while not bad, the other two weren't bad. I think, I think, I think the wins were weird. Like why have FTR if you're doing three? If you're gonna do a trilogy, I think it needs to be go one, and one, and then the last one be the
And then,
tiebreakers.
mm,
I didn't see the need for FTR to run off two and then Briscoe's won the final one.
I I find a lot of things FTR do to be a bit convoluted and a bit just unnecessary.
Yeah,
I will agree, amazing trilogy, but sometimes FTR just do things and I'm just like, why did you actually do that though? Like, what
yeah,
was the actual need for that to happen?
yeah. Like now, like they're great. Like so, maybe this is just something down, but I'm kind of over heels. Does that make sense?
Mm,
Like I'm over the. I understand the concept of a heel is for you not to like them. I
hmm.
completely understand that. I get
But
it.
you're over like the classic television
Yeah,
ones
like why are you
where
like
it's like uninspired
yeah
almost.
why are you like not why are you cheating because but
Yeah, but
like
you're doing it like that because other people used to do it like that. And
yeah
it's like, no, that can't be your reason for doing it now. Is
yeah
that, oh, other people used to do it. It's like, no,
like
you need to kind of reinvent it a bit.
I want like my heels to be like Brian Danielson when he was a heel as Ring of Honor World Champion. He's just like he's not
Hmm.
he I mean he's bending the rules a bit like with this whole I have till five thing, which I thought was brilliant every time I see it. But he's a heel in the way that he's just better. My
Mm,
whole I'm a bad guy, and my bad guy thing is I'm just a better wrestler than you. I'm going to show you how much better of a wrestler than I am.
yeah. I think it's good to have a mixture. Um, like a mixture of different types of heels. I think that's very important, especially on like a TV show.
Yeah,
But I think sometimes the balance of babyface and heels does just kind of one overpowers the other, and then you kind of end up messing it up, and it just like in the men's division, um, it seems like that just now, which I think is why FTR maybe just feel a bit like because it's like the men's division seems so dominated by heels just now, and then so you're like, okay, let me go to the tag division and see what's going on there, and it's like
well, the
also
tag,
dominated by the heels and
yeah,
FTR.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. But then you can look to the women's division and that's dominated by baby faces right now.
Yeah. Chris
So the
Statlander,
same could be said.
the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale, CBS
Yeah.
champion,
Which I
which I
think is
love.
why maybe the women's division is being much more enjoyable lately to watch than the
Absolutely. You
men's.
also have Tony Storm, you know,
Hmm.
because that I don't see that ending. Honestly, I feel like she's just going to get more and more
Yeah.
outlandish as goes on. You know what I
I
mean?
know. Yeah,
Like,
they have so many babyface stars,
I'll
and
fight
it feels like maybe the men's division to the same extent does not.
they
At least not
that's
on
the thing.
top, if that makes sense.
Well, that's the thing is like I feel like because the men's division is top heavy in that way, and hard to
Hmm.
push. It's hard to push them back. Like for example, like you have Hangman for like I'm talking about active on TV right now. You got
Hmm.
Hangman and Swerve. Those are two top guys.
Yes.
You can't really compete with that. But then you also have Kenny who just came back. He's going to
Hmm.
be wrestling on his own. Who said he wants a shot at MJF, and that's a big one.
Oh,
You know.
please win. Please, please win.
Well, yeah, because I'm also the same way. Like, look, I like MJF in the way that like he's the one where it's like, look, yeah, he's a slime ball, but he'll wrestle his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not. Yeah. He,
I got he's one
he
of those guys like
frustrates me.
it ain't no it does because like I want because I you're annoying. It ain't even annoying. It's like you you make it easy for you not to like you, but
Mm,
your wrestling is what I'm looking for
mm.
in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not as high on his wrestling as other people. Like I can see it
Yeah,
occasionally, but there's sometimes I'm just like I'm just not with this. This is just not connecting with me in the way it probably should and the way you want it to. The same
yeah,
way with his promos, like I'm not I'm not frustrated with you in the way that you want me to be frustrated with you.
right.
I'm in
Like
the way that you
like
almost like
you're
don't
rage
want me
baiting
to
me.
be. Yeah, like almost like a heel wants to frustrate you, but in a way that you want to keep watching because you want to see them get their comeuppance. You want to see, them get their karma.
Right.
But for me, MJF is more like I would rather just fast forward when he comes out and starts cutting a promo, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's not really. I know that's not what he's looking for. Um,
see that.
but I don't know. I'm willing to give him a go, I guess, with this run if he's working with Kenny. Um,
Yeah. Well, he's
See
working
how
with
it
Kenny.
goes.
He's going to be working with Bandito. You know,
Yeah,
I
he's got
imagine.
Hangman and
Yeah,
Swerve.
Swerve.
He
He's
has a
got
good group
Joe.
of
Yeah,
people to work with, but
and
we just need
then
to see.
when all else fails, like I said, you have Mox who's got eliminator. He's got eliminator title matches. You know.
Hmm.
By the
Yeah.
way, like I I I was praying that what was it after World's End? I was praying was like when he won the belt. First of all, when he won it, I was shocked. I generally like when he beat Okada. When he
Really?
beat Fletcher, no, that's the other match
Oh
I was gonna watch.
yeah,
When he beat Fletcher, I was like, oh wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
Hmm.
That's good. And then when he beat Okada and then he cut that promo. Well, first of all, when the Death Riders came out, I got scared because I'm thinking, even though he won the belt,
Mm.
they're still gonna they're gonna
They're still gonna kill him. Just
yeah,
don't.
they're still gonna kill him. And then they didn't kill him. And like they're like you even saw a smile on Marina's face. And I'm like, oh
Mm.
wow. And then they came and I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, not gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you. You're not gonna kill it. And then he cut that promo, and I'm like, you know what? You got it. Though. Like
Yeah. It's
all
yours. Don't
yours.
worry
It's
about
yours at this point.
it.
You can have it for
Like
as
at
long
least
as
we
you
have
want.
someone that can pretend to be a world champion while our actual world champion just stinks up the joint a bit.
Yeah, but that's why he's so good. That's why him in the pandemic was good. Him
Hmm.
right after that whole CM Punk thing was good because
He's that safety net.
he is, and it's like,
He's that break glass in case of emergency.
and I love the fact that it hasn't gotten old. Because I was my biggest fear with watching WWE was that you love somebody, they finally get what they want, or they keep going back to this person, and it just gets hate. You know?
Mm,
And to see the fact that AEW, it seems like they're smart. The AEW fans have just seem to be
mm,
smarter in the way that it's like, no, like we know how good this guy is. We need him here, you know.
hmm. Yeah.
And it works every time because it has. Every time he's won the belt, we've loved it. You know, every time he's
Yeah.
come close to winning a belt, you know, he's in these big matches. We love it. You know,
Hmm.
when even when he killed well, even when he killed Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, we were still like, I
Yeah.
mean, we hate that you did that, but we still like. In fact, Mox was the kind of heel you were just talking about. You wanted to see more because every
Yeah.
time he came on, I was like, I he kind of reminded me of recipes Bray in the way that
Hmm.
like because when Bray would cut his promos on the Wyatt family, I didn't particularly much care for Bray as a wrestler. I mean, except for that
Hmm.
one 6-man tag match where he had with the Shield. But other than that, like Bray was like every time Bray cut a promo, I stopped what I was doing and like, what do you have to say? That's how I
Hmm.
felt with Mox during the death run when he was world champion. I was like, these promos are like, I mean, and then when he was explaining why he was doing it, I'm like, I get it. It's
Yeah.
wild, it's a little crazy, but I understand
Yeah. I
it.
was definitely very critical of his end of 2024, sort of up to maybe Double or Nothing
uh,
of last year. I just was like, this is not the John Moxley I know. Um, but it seems like as soon as he figured out like you're getting to wrestle Hangman in the main event of our biggest show of the year, he kind of like, oh,
he turned it on.
I'm motivated. I'm excited for this. This is something that I want. So it's something that I'll work for, and that seems to kind of give him his spark
Yeah,
back.
that he carried through, and you could see it because he
Hmm.
carried it through the coffin match, which was another one of my favorite matches of the decade.
Hmm.
Let alone 2025. Um, like you could see it there. You can see it in the I Quit match, and then like we talked about before, you've seen in the matches with Kyle O'Reilly that
Yeah.
like that he was working towards something. It's like, hey, I know I'm not a champ anymore, but let me remind you guys while I'm still,
Hmm.
you know, why this company is built around me in a way. You
Yeah.
know,
There
I'm
was
not the
something
world
there
champion,
that.
but like, let me show you why I'm the guy, I'm the ace of AEW, which I don't
Hmm.
think is a far reach thing to say if you
No, I
really
don't
think
think
about it.
so. No, I think yeah, there's been something there in this last half of the year that just wasn't there in the first 6 months.
Yeah,
Which is, I mean, it's nice to see. And I always had that's the great thing about John Moxley, even when in the midst of this, like, the run at the start of the year that I was just, like, not engaged with at all. I still had the trust that it's like, okay, he'll pull it back eventually.
right,
Like, they'll come at, this isn't going to be him for the rest of his career.
right,
I know there'll be a point where he'll pull it back and hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And it
right.
was.
Yeah, and it was at a perfect time too because he wanted to cut that promo, and then mind you, he had the whole place like right in his hands cutting that promo. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, it shows, which I was kind of hoping for, the Death Riders in a way that we didn't think we'd seen them because he thought, I mean, they're all badasses, don't get me wrong,
Mm.
but like it shows them in a way that, hey, there's bigger, we're a threat, but there are also other threats that to try and take what we have in the
Hmm.
Don Callis family and the demand and whoever, you know, mainly, I
Yeah.
guess, mainly right now, the Don Callis family, but you know what I mean? You
I mean,
know,
it's 50% of the roster, so.
it is, it is,
I
which I hate, but at the same time,
kind of love it.
I know I do because like I
I
love,
kind of.
but one thing for sure, I love Josh Alexander. Like I love
Hmm.
watching him in TNA. I love watching him on other indie shows. I love him there. Like I love Hechicero has my other match of the year against Bandito at Death Before Dishonor. I don't know if you
Hmm.
saw that match. Like,
Yes, I did. Yeah,
yeah, like
it was
so
great.
it's yeah,
I I love it because there's really no reason to be in the Don Callis family unless you're like a hater. Only true
yeah.
haters. Because, from what you see on Twitter, Don takes a big managerial cut of your paycheck.
Right,
And, really Okada's his golden goose. Like that's the only like really super successful one in the company. So
right,
like your chances of actually having success with him are not super high Like you have
unless
to be a
you're
real hater
yeah,
to be
like
in
you
that
really
group.
like, and you're the person you really have to hate is Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I mean that's
Nobody
it.
hates nobody hates Kenny Omega more than the guy who wrestled him
Yeah.
5 times.
Like, if you really, really hate Kenny Omega, then you should be in the Don'Cast family. But that's about your only reason for joining. There's no other benefits
Right,
other than you share a common hatred for one man.
right. It's it. That's it. You know,
And
that's
he
it.
has 50% of the roster, so I mean there must be a
It
lot of
is
haters out
a
there.
lot. There's a lot out there. A lot of
I
well,
love
there's
that. I
also
love a
Ricochet,
real hater.
but Ricochet's a hater in his own way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um, man, what other matches? Speaking of the two, I did not for a second, and I love Speedball. I like Speedball.
Hmm.
I did not for a second think he was going to be Kyle Fletcher in that match.
Yeah, I love Speedball.
I know he's good. He's good.
Amazing.
Him and Kevin are both like
Oh, Jet Speed are just my little boys.
I
I love them
I
so much.
I I hope they're next for the tag title
Mm.
because once I've kind of picked up how TK books in that way, like he's not going to give this belt from heel to heel or heel to light.
Yeah, there has to be a transition for him.
Yeah, like so it's going to be from FTR to Jet Speed, but they need to build it to that point. But if anybody
Hmm.
is deserving of those belts, it is Jet Speed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? At this point, but
absolutely. I love Jet Speed so much.
and
Oh, I could talk about them forever.
great tag,
Them,
great,
and I
great.
love that they've been working with Jurassic Express recently.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my two little babyface tag teams just together. I love it.
Um, who do you think? Do you think so let's do a little prediction. So
Okay.
how long do you? So MJF just won the belt at World's End. When do
Yes.
you think he drops it?
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Who to who?
Yes. Kenny Omega.
Really?
Yes. It's in Canada.
It is. It is the
It's
super.
12 days after Dynamite in Winnipeg. So you can have your contract signing or your really big babyface promo there. It's it's before Double or
Yes,
Nothing,
that's
right?
before Double or Nothing.
Yes. Before Double or Nothing, but if I remember last year, the first round of the Owen Hart took place at Dynasty.
Yes, the opening round. Yes,
Yes, the opening
yes.
round. So you could have the opening rounds start so that if Osprey's ready, that would be Osprey's return point. And
Ospreay wins the Owen this year,
if he's ready, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Because
then
then
you crown, and then you crown him at All In.
at All In against Omega, you do Omega 3. Because you haven't done, if you actually look at it, you haven't done Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay when Will Ospreay's an AEW signed talent.
Right? Because
Both
when
matches
tech,
were
yeah, he was still signed in New Japan.
to. So you've been saving that. You know, obviously injuries have gotten in the way as well, but you've been
That too.
saving that for
That too.
something.
Injuries for both because
Injuries for
Kenny
yeah.
was gone and
Um. So
and
if you're gonna do it, I think
uh
we're in an era where we can't save matches as much as we used to. We just
no,
have to do them.
yeah,
So I think if you're gonna do it,
yeah,
it needs to be this. You like, it's like two birds with one stone. Like they want to crown Osprey all in if he's
yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
And obviously they want to do Omega versus Osprey at some point. So just do them both at the same time. Let
Yeah,
Kenny have it for a summer. Let him, I don't know, have fun in the summer. Go
I
traveling
agree.
with
I
his
agree.
belt. He gets a legacy run. And then he
Because
gets
Joe
an all
got
he
his.
gets a Wembley main event, which
Yeah,
is really
because Joe got his,
Joe got
which
his
I did.
twice.
Yeah, which I was happy for both times he got it. I mean, I was more
Mm,
shocked the second time
mm,
when it happened, but I was like, still to trust Joe to put the belt on Joe like that when nobody sees it coming because
mm,
nobody saw it coming the first time. You
yeah,
know, nobody saw it coming the first time when he beat MJF, and nobody certainly saw it the second time when he beat Hangman.
yeah. And I think you could do, honestly, if you wanted to, you could do Hangman and Osprey in the Owen finals again this year.
Good and have yeah,
and just have Osprey win it this time. Because
yeah.
either way, Omega versus Hangman or Omega versus Osprey, they're both big enough stories to main event Wembley
I mean,
Stadium.
at this point, they both
Yeah.
are. At this
So
point,
why not just rerun the finals?
I know. Okay, so that's that belt.
What's your prediction?
I I do see Osprey at All In.
hmm
I feel like that's because it's in the UK. That's like a
Yeah.
that's a that's an open goal, honestly. If I'm being completely honest. Um,
Yeah. This is your
I
third
don't.
Wembley, like by now.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't care who's it again.
I
I feel
can't
like
have it be MJF again.
you can't. You
I
just
can't,
can't.
I
You just
can't do
can't.
it
Like
again. I can.
you just
I
can't. Like you
Their
have
match at
to.
Wembley was fine.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, you have to do like multiple title defenses in between, or like
hmm
a couple really good ones in between.
hmm
Between now and Dynasty.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking he doesn't. I'm like you. I don't think he has it in the summer. I don't see MJF with it in the summer.
No.
I don't. I
No,
don't.
I don't see a summer of MJF. And I
Um,
don't know if that's me being delusional.
no, no, no. It's
Again.
fair. It's fair because like think
I'm
about
like, again.
because you got to think about who's all going for it now. Because before
Yeah.
it was just Joe, Swerve, and Heyman. Now it's
hmm
Kenny. And then if Bandito shows the fuck out next week,
Yeah.
it could be Bandito.
So that gives you four solid,
Yeah,
successful defenses in Bandito, Hangman, Swerve, and Joe.
yeah.
That's at
And you can
least
do
four.
you can knock out all of those before you even get to Kenny.
Yeah. You got Revolution, you got
Revolution. You have
mm,
I think
do you have
no
anything
Spring
else?
Break-In is after that. You have like St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
yeah, St. Patrick's
You
Slam or
got
whatever.
dynamites every week.
Yeah, like
Run
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You could
You got
run one in
Collision.
Canada.
You got
The
Collision.
Winnipeg one, you could run one and be like,
Yeah,
who is Kenny actually gonna face at Dynasty?
yeah. You have plenty of you
So
have
many.
plenty of yeah, plenty of
Yeah,
ways to
you
go
could
about this.
it doesn't even have to be Kenny Omega versus MJF. It can be a multi-man if they want.
Yeah,
At Dynasty, it doesn't matter. As long as Omega's walking out with the belt, it's fine.
honestly, honestly, that's how I see it. I would like part of me wants Bandito to get a run, but that's probably going to be after
Mm,
everything. But also, you got to consider maybe that's asking for too much. I want him to get a like title run because I know he has a Ring of Honor World Championship, and he's
hmm
been like riding with that, and that's awesome because his title defenses have been really good, which is one thing you can account for Bandito. Those title defenses are going to hit. So, but like I would like to see him get maybe a TNT run. I would like to see
hmm
him and Mox go at it for the Continental belt,
Yeah, for sure.
something like that. That's what I would love.
I was quite surprised I didn't see him in the C2 this year.
Yeah, yeah. I no no no. They were tag champ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were tag champ. No, no, they weren't. When did they drop
No,
those
no,
belts?
they weren't because I thought they were both going to be in the C2.
Was that full gear when they dropped those belts, or was it before that?
Uh, I don't even know. My brain is no, was it Forbidden Door? Was I there? I was in the concessions during that match. I
Um,
got that's either where they won the belts or
it was
lost
full
them. I
gear.
don't.
It was full
It was
gear.
Full Gear. Okay, they must have won them at Forbidden Door then.
Yeah, they won them at Forbidden Door,
Okay.
and yeah, they won them.
There'll be people screaming at us, telling us the answer.
Yeah, yeah, it was full gear. So,
Okay.
um,
Yeah, because I thought they'd both be in the C2, but I suppose there's so many people that can be in it. It's you've got to cut
it is,
somebody.
yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot of,
Mm,
but it's also a lot of people who deserve to be in it. Like I thought,
mm,
if Kyle O'Reilly wasn't going to be in it, I thought if you're going to put anybody in there, it should be Rod.
mm-hmm.
That's how I felt. You know,
Yeah.
like because we all know what Roddy is capable of. Even if you haven't watched him, like on AEW, you can find him and know that
Mm.
he's a good worker.
He's such a good TV wrestler.
Oh, amazing,
Just perfect for it, made for it.
amazing. Um, but what else did we get? AEW is strong right now, honestly. Like
Mm.
I can't think of. It's one of those companies where it's like I'm glad. Like remember when it first started, it was like a lot of people saying I don't get it. I said that's why you watch Being the Elite, like because they're telling you if you watch Being the Elite, that's how you know who these people are.
Mm.
Like, you know who the Bucks are, Kenny it,
Yeah. You get the
all these
extra
people. Yeah, that's how you know
information.
who. I think figure out who all these people are. So when you see them on
Mm.
TV, you
But it's
hear
also optional, which is what I really enjoyed about it. Like they'll give you extra if you want it,
right,
but if you don't want it, then you don't have to.
right,
But it definitely adds to it. I think they did a really good striking the balance there between like, okay, it's not completely necessary, but you'll definitely add more
yeah,
to your knowledge if you did want to tune
yeah. That's what I mean. That's what helped me.
in. Mm,
That's
for
what
sure.
helped me tune into it because I know, like, I'm like, all right, well, who are these guys? What are they really about? What are they like?
Mm.
You know, and that's where it's like, oh, well, Kenny is hilarious. The
Yeah.
Bucks really love Jordan.
Hmm.
They have you know they're really good. And then you have the serious stuff where it's like the with the you have the serious stuff where you have like after what was it after Supercard where Kenny and Cody faced off at Supercard 2018 where the
Hmm.
Bucks accidentally they were going to hit Cody. Cody moved out the way to hit Kenny. You go
Yeah.
backstage and so and this is before Dominion, the Kenny's
Hmm.
Dominion match,
Yeah.
and Kenny tells him like we're not like what do you like they're trying to apologize and Kenny's not trying to hear
Yeah.
of it and like Cody Coda pushes them out, tells them to get out.
Hmm.
Like they're not
And
cool. Like
and
we're not
I love that as well because it's like Kenny's moral compass isn't like completely straight. He's not mad that they hit him. They're not mad. He's not mad that they got involved. He would have been
right.
fine if they got involved.
He's
He's
mad that
mad that
they
they hesitated.
is that
He's
and it's
mad
like
that they took a moment to choose
right,
who do I actually hit Cody or not?
right. He's mad that they even that it was even a choice. Like
Yeah, yeah.
and then
It
even
wasn't like it was like you can get involved in the match if you want.
yeah,
Like you can hit Cody for me if you want. I don't care.
right,
But I care that you took a moment to go, should I actually do this?
right. And then the fact that you decided, and then not only did you decide, you did hit me, and
Hmm.
cost me the match effectively
Yeah.
was not cool. But to see them pass it up at Dominion 18, at Dominion,
Hmm.
really cool. You know,
For sure. Especially because the Bucks won the belts that night.
yeah,
The
they
heavyweight
won.
ones for the first time.
Yeah, that was a heavy. Yeah, because they had just moved up. Yeah, they just moved up to heavyweight. Speaking of which, where they moved up to heavyweight, their first match was against Kenny and Kota, which itself
Yeah.
was amazing. You know,
Yeah. I
but
love
then
that I
again,
love that building too when it's packed out. I think was it
the
it's the Walker Pyramid, I think.
no, the Cow Palace.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's the Cow Palace.
Um yeah. I think that's such a pretty building when it fills out
Yeah,
to capacity.
how many
It
sound
just had
effects?
a unique feel to it. Just because of the way it looked.
Yeah. Do you think All In was too big? Like the arena was. Do you think you could have done it in a smaller venue or?
It was spacey, wasn't it? Had like
Yeah,
a
because
lot of a lot of
like
room around. I liked it though. I don't know. I liked how I could just walk for miles.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I like that. I enjoyed it, but I also like it felt like and you could feel. I love how you could feel everything in there.
Hmm.
When the main event happened, I love how you could hear everyone collectively explode out of their mind.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
the
was
the
awesome.
noise the noise control in there was very good.
Right.
I loved how because I'm Scottish, so I don't deal with heat very well. I loved how air conditioned it was. I was like,
It
this
was
is the
very,
perfect temperature.
it was very brisk in
I
there.
was very scared I was gonna be like sweating my balls off all day in that building, and I wasn't. I was like, I'm not too cold, I'm not too hot. I was like, this is the perfect temperature. And it was consistent throughout the whole building. Like I did laps of that place. And I was like, this is good. This was nice.
It was a nice, it was a nice building, but I know
Mm.
I'm trying to go. So the next one, pay per view is Revolution. When is the next pay per view you're going to or plan to go to?
Uh, Probably all in at Wembley.
Okay,
Unless I don't know, unless I convince myself Kenny Omega's gonna win and
for
I
Dynasty.
buy a flight to Canada. But I don't know. I don't think I will.
I so I'm trying to. I'm thinking about Double or Nothing mostly because I want to see Anarchy in the arena in person because
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think if
like
I had the chance, I would.
because last year when they had that whole thing, I was like that
Oh,
looked like fun.
yeah.
That looked like
Yes, it looked
so
like a
much
party.
being in that crowd looked like so much fun. I
Yeah.
was like, I want to be in there. So that is probably my goal for this year, depending
Hmm.
on where it is. I heard it might be in New York, but I saw
Okay.
that like months ago that it might
If
be
it
in
was
New
in New
York.
York, hmm,
Huh?
I could think about it. If it was in New
Yeah,
York, I would think about it.
because I'm trying to think of all the places they could do it. They have it in
Mm. It's usually Vegas, but I don't think they're gonna
well, they
run it
had
in
it last
Vegas.
year in Arizona, in
Yes,
Glendale.
they did.
So
Yeah.
like,
So,
who knows? But
I'd like to
I
do
know
Forbidden Door,
I
but
don't like
it depends where they put it. I don't. It's not announced yet. I don't know if they're doing it before or after All
so
In.
far they've announced Revolution in LA, which is where it was
Hmm.
last year.
Hmm.
And Dynasty is in Canada, right? And then they
Yes.
haven't those are the only two they've announced so far, correct?
Well, All In's in Wembley, but
Well, I mean beyond that.
beyond that, I think yeah, I feel like that's it. Unless they've announced something else. I don't think so.
I know my goal. Like I said, I went to All In, and now at this point, like those are all the pay per views. I want those are only the only wrestling shows I want to go to, save for like the indie shows on WrestleMania weekend. Because I know I still
Hmm.
want to go to I want to go to Bloodsport, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. I want to go
Okay.
there, and
Despy's doing his Death Pain Invitational in
really,
Vegas. Yes,
oh, so
for Mania
Destiny,
weekend.
speaking of Destiny, I remember when Mox was doing his New Japan run. He had a match with was it it was him and Homicide versus
Yes.
Jun Kasai and
Oh my
Desperado, and then the
God.
next day, Mox had a match with Destiny called Final Death, and I remember
Yep.
looking at it, I was like, wait, what does he mean by final? What do you mean by Final Death? Like,
Like, was yesterday not bad enough? Like,
I was thinking the same thing. Like, cause that was brutal. That was
hmm.
brutal. That was
Yeah.
crazy. And then like the
Hmm.
next week, I was like, then they did it the next night. And I remember watching both of them religiously like a mad person. And sitting there
I
enjoying it, like,
know.
oh, Final Death. That sounds horrendous. And it was
I
because
know.
Destiny walked out there with a board full of barbed wire, and I'm like, oh, here we go, here we
Literally.
go. Just,
I have a bone to pick with New Japan though,
what's your
because
problem?
I arrive. I'm going to Japan for the summer this year. And I arrive on July 7th, which is 4 days before night one of the G1 climax. And I was like, cool, can't wait to go.
Right.
And they've just announced night one of the G1 climax is in Chicago.
I
And I
I
said,
did hear about
are
that.
you kidding me?
I
I was like,
did
what did
hear.
America do
I
to
thought that was a
deserve night
rumor.
one?
I thought that was a
No,
rumor.
no, they announced it at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh,
I said, what did America do to deserve night one of the G1 climax?
I asked the same thing about Texas in 2019. I wasn't, and remember because they main evented Tanahashi and Okada that night,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
I said,
that G1
what?
also kind of hit, so I couldn't even.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't.
true. I know. And I'm like, and people were like, Emily, you used to like live in Japan. You've seen a G1 semi and you've seen a G1 final. And I'm
Wait,
like, that
which
doesn't
final?
matter.
Which final did you see?
The Zach. Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
won.
last year?
2024.
Yeah, last. So 2 years ago, who did he face
Yeah.
though? Was that?
Yo, Suji.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. It was good. It was really
No,
good.
I saw it. No, I saw it was great.
Yeah.
I figured
Yeah.
Zach was due. I figured he was due. Like
Mm.
like because Zach had. I knew Zach had. I remember watching Zach sweep the New Japan Cup. What was that? 2018. I watched him sweep the New Japan Cup because I
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah.
he beat Ibushi and Tanahashi on the way to sweep it. He beat Tanahashi in the final, I think,
Hmm.
to sweep it. So I was like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
you know.
No, that was a very fun um 2 nights.
Yeah, I have
They were great shows.
feel like I missed my window for Japan to go to a show
Mm.
because all of my everybody I would want to see is
Is
not.
somewhere else.
Yeah, which is why
Somewhere else over
which is
time.
why which I want to go back to Japan just to go back because Japan's awesome.
I want to
But
do a Wrestle Kingdom weekend. I want to see it in the winter.
yeah, but I would well, first of all, Japan in winter is beautiful. Japan in winter is
Yeah. Yeah. I only lived there for 6 months and it was spring and summertime. So I never saw it in the winter.
well still even so it's still Japan is
Oh, it's still gorgeous. Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But
Mm.
yeah, but which I'm really glad I found AEW because like well AEW well I don't know. I think that watching being the elite kind of felt like AEW was an inevitability, especially after the first All In, which was really fun. You know,
Yeah.
it just made you realize like, and it made me not take for granted a lot of people in wrestling. Like
Hmm.
Brian Danielson's retired now. AEW made me realize like, hey, he's only going to be wrestling like 20 when he announced 2024 is his last full year of wrestling, and then he had the matches he had. He had that amazing match with Osprey at Dynasty. Like
Yeah.
like after that, like it made me not take for granted. Like Ian Riccaboni, like I love like personally I love Ian as a commentator. I
Hmm.
want to
I
see
think it's
more.
great.
I want to see him do more Dynamite, honestly.
Hmm.
I think honestly, I think the perfect commentary table is Excalibur, Ian, and Brian.
Hmm.
I don't mind Shivani, but like those are like if I
I
had to
like
pick a table,
Shivani.
if I had to pick a table, that's my table.
Hmm.
Excalibur. Like I know Excalibur's been doing this for a while, but he does it perfectly. Like he expresses
Hmm.
the emotion when it's emotion, the disgust when it is disgust. Like the pure, like for example, like last year when the Death Riders were killing Brian, or no, not even that. When during the I Quit match when Mox tried to kill Darby, trying to drown Darby, the uncomfortability of it, he
Hmm.
really voiced that very well. Like, hey, this is, you know, can't it shouldn't be happening, but it is, and it's just very uncomfortable to watch. And then you guys like kind of stuff in your seat, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I
Yeah.
mean,
I think past few years of wrestling really like made me face my own mortality quite a lot, especially when you just look January 5th, which was what, just 2 days ago?
yeah,
Um, that was the 10-year anniversary of the Elite becoming an official group.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
because
and I was
they
like,
turned on AJ, they turned
10
on
years
AJ,
ago.
yeah,
And it's just like, what is going on? And you see like the Young Bucks on TikTok, they post a lot of old Being the Elite clips a lot. And you're just like, was that long ago?
I
Like,
feel
am I
about.
gonna die soon? Like that was a long time ago.
So I'll make you feel old. This year will be 10 years when Kenny becomes the first foreigner to win the G1.
Hmm.
That's this
Yeah.
year. It'll be this year. 20 years ago, um, Brian. I don't know. Just 20 years. Oh, Jesus Christ! 20 years ago would be the first anniversary of the Supercard of Honor, or the first ever Supercard of Honor.
Yeah.
When it was Brian and Roddy in the first ever Supercard of Honor main event.
And it's so weird because I was I was only 2 or 3 years old 20 years ago. But it's still like it still hits the same.
Yeah.
It still makes you go, was it really like that long ago?
Well, what's worked for me is that like 2006, I'm 12 years old, and
Hmm.
I have no idea this is happening because
Yeah, you
we were
know.
watching WWE at the time, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that Ring of Honor exists. I don't know that New Japan exists.
Yeah. Like I watched like TNA for a little bit growing up, and one day AJ Styles just disappeared. I didn't know where he went. I
Yeah,
didn't
like
know that he went to New Japan.
what are you
I
talking
was just
about?
like,
Like
okay, he's
like
gone now.
2014, 2015. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he
I'm like,
goes to
okay,
New
he's gone
Japan.
now. Yeah. I'm like, I
You
don't know
know,
where he's going. I just know that he's left. I don't have like social media and access to, I don't know, the Observer or that. I'm too young to be Googling where is he actually going. I don't know anything beyond the TV show.
yeah. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know Kurt wrestled in Japan for a bit until I saw
Hmm.
the matches he had with Tanahashi, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like he had matches with Tanahashi, he had a match with Shinsuke, he had a match with Yuji Nagata, he had a match with
Hmm.
Brock over there. You
Yeah.
know, during the whole like Inoki Genome Federation, and then like I guess the New Japan was doing their own thing, but they were both under the IWGP because I guess at the time one person had the IWGP belt that was for New Japan, and then Kurt had the IWGP belt for the Genome Federation.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm
I've gone
happy
to a
they
few.
combined those lineages.
Yeah,
Just to go back
yeah,
to the V4 coming back. I'm happy they just combined them.
it did. Like we said before, simple,
Yeah,
simple.
just combine them.
Yeah,
It makes everyone happy. It makes Will Ospreay happy.
yeah.
And Will Ospreay's mind he won the V4 now.
Yeah,
He's
he was ecstatic.
delighted.
Yeah, he was absolutely ecstatic
Yeah.
with
He's
that
like,
fact.
me? I won that. I'm like, yeah. Everyone could just be happy. It makes everybody happy.
Because
Jay White,
it's a
you're a
beautiful
two-time
belt.
winner.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Ibushi's held it. And makes what Naito's a 3-time winner of that belt now.
Yeah. Like,
You know,
congratulations to you all.
yeah,
Like,
all of you,
in
because all of you
hindsight, we've
deserve it.
decided.
Yeah,
Like,
all of you
why
deserve it because
not?
it's a beautiful belt. You know,
Yeah,
is that one of your top 5 belts?
probably.
What are your
Probably.
top 5 belts?
Oh my goodness.
So mine is the first original Ring of Honor belt, the one Brian Danielson held.
Hmm.
That belt.
Yeah.
Um, that one. Then the current AEW belt. Like there's only been one incarnation. The AEW World Championship,
Yeah.
the V4,
Yeah.
um, the Attitude Era belt, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
then I really like I like the which one the TNA belt in like 2009. Let me see if I
I
can.
can only think of that big one.
Oh no, not the one that says
Yeah,
like
not that
TNA
one.
Heavyweight Champion. Not that one.
Not
Not
that
that.
one. I didn't think it was that one. I was like, that one's not so nice.
Let me see. It's like 2000.
God, I've never even thought about what my favorite belts are. This is difficult.
Uh, this one. This one. Okay.
Cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's nice.
I really like that belt.
I like that one.
That belt. Then this one. That Ring of Honor belt. Really love it.
Yes, that one, yeah.
Really
That
love
one's
that one.
nice. Yeah.
Like you said, the current AEW belt,
Hmm.
the V4, and then like you said, those two, and then the
Yeah.
attitude belt was like,
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, those are my top 5.
Mm,
Love those belts.
I don't even know. Let's just try and name other ones that you didn't name. I love the high speed belt in Stardom. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I feel like I have. Hold on.
Hmm. I love that, and I think their tag belts are beautiful as well. What else is there?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that one.
Yeah,
You're talking about
yeah,
this.
yes,
Yeah, that is a good
yeah.
belt.
I like that a lot. I like. I think they're the IWGP Joshi belt as well is
Oh,
a
oh, the
nice
one
looking
that
belt.
it's just basically like the old IWGP belt. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I like that one.
I like that
Um,
one. I
I
think that
remember
one's
when
real
I
nice.
first saw that high speed belt. I was
Hmm.
watching. I think it was the first match I saw of it was Azumi and Starlight Kid.
Yes.
They had a right because I get that's the point. First of all, I love the concept of that belt, which is
Hmm.
like we're moving.
You gotta be fast.
Yeah, we're going. And I remember watching that, just amazed with they were just
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're so good together.
really honestly. So don't get me wrong, there's still factions in Stardom, right? Because I feel like
Yes.
so is Queen's Quest still a thing?
No, that one's been disbanded.
Okay, so what's left is 40.
So there's Hate,
Right,
um,
that's the group that Tekla.
that size group. Yeah, that was the
I
group
think
that Tekla
that's
was
where
in.
Tekla was after she left.
Yes.
After she left, because I remember Julia was the leader of DDM.
Hmm.
But then they disbanded
They
because then
disbanded.
Julia left and
Yes.
Tekla she started Hate, right?
Uh,
Or
I
she already
I
joined it.
think so. Like Co started it because Odo Tai. I pronounced that so wrong. They also disbanded. So those two groups kind of came together
Okay.
and kind of turned into Hate. Cosmic Angels are still a group.
That I remember. I remember that.
Um, and then Neo Genesis, which is the Azumi Starlight Kid faction. And then you've got Suzu Suzuki's got a group as well. I can't not for the life of me remember. I think it's local, something local. Um, they have yeah. I think is that it? There's probably one or two that I'm missing. Oh, E Nexus V is a group as well. And Stars, of course.
So
We
I
got a
got
couple. That was like a quiz. I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
So
name all
this
the starting factions. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could do that.
okay, so this is as of 2024. I
Hmm.
have Cosmic Angels,
Hmm.
EXD, that's
Yes.
where Mina
That,
Shirakawa was.
yes.
Like I said, Cosmic Angels, that's where Tam was.
Hmm.
And that's where I guess Natsupoi, did I say that right?
Ned's plays there. Yeah.
He's there. Um, because I also remember he was in DDM, and
Yes.
I remember seeing a video of Natsupoi leaving DDM and Tekla being very upset that
Yeah.
that he was.
Yes.
I remember seeing a clip of that on Twitter. Like Tekla was really upset that she was leaving.
Yeah. She was always suited for Cosmic Angels though. I always looked at her in DDM and I was like, why are you not in Cosmic Angels? Like, you don't suit this group to me.
Then you have Empress, like the EXD Empress, Nexus, Venus.
Hmm.
That's where Mina Shirakawa was, and that's
Yeah.
Micah, Hanako, Waka Tsukiyama,
Yes.
Gazai. You have Gazai. So
Oh, that's the other one. How could I forget that? It's like one of my favorites.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Sorry, any God's fans.
yeah, Shiri. That's for sure. Then you have like the Oedo Tai. They're disbanded now. And you said
Yes.
Queen's Quest is also disbanded.
Yes.
So and then Stars.
And then Stars. And then Suzu Suzuki has a group
Okay.
called something. Why can't I remember what it's called?
Yeah,
It's Loco. Loco's
figure.
in
I was
it
saying
for
we're gonna
sure.
figure this out. We're gonna figure this out right now. He is in prominence. He's in prominence, which is hold on. Neogen, which is also says Neogen. Hang on.
Yeah, Neo Genesis is Twilight Kids group. That's a good group. That's a good group of wrestlers.
Neogenesis. Yeah, I see. Neo Genesis.
Oh, Suzuki was in Neo Genesis and then she
Oh,
left.
then no, I see. So on April 2025, this is on Wikipedia. Itsuki Aoki and Rina Yamashita, who I love, by the way. Rina
Oh
Yamashita
yeah.
is really good. She was,
Yeah, I love her.
I fell in love with her. She was the GCW Ultraviolet champion for
Hmm.
like over like 600 days,
Yeah.
and she was beating all comers in death matches. And
She's
I was like,
great.
and
She was
every
really
time she
great.
would come, every time she was on the card, I was like, and she would defend the belt. I was like, oh, I was, I was so pissed. Yo, now since we're talking about it, I remember watching her. Hope because it was the same time her and Masha Slamovich was world champion. They had
Hmm.
a death match to determine the world champion because I guess Rena had just won one of their tournaments and they were in the
Right.
main event. And then in the main event, Blake Christian cast in whatever opportunity to become GCW World Champion. I was like, it never came to be. But I was really hoping he was going to be GCW World Champion. But the fact that Mi Vida Loca,
Yes.
that's the
I
name of
knew it was,
yeah
I'm saying local, but I was like, I knew it was something. Something like that.
yeah. So and they have so the current here's the logo.
Yes. That's a group of heavy hitters.
So it's Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, Itsuki Aoki, Akira Kuragane, and Bozilla.
Yeah.
So I've heard Bozilla is really good.
I
He's
do
only
enjoy
20.
Bozilla.
He's only 22.
Hmm. Yeah. She she's been mixing up with Megan Bain
I saw that. I think that
in
that
the last
it,
Stardom show,
it
and it
looks
was
awesome.
yeah,
It,
it's great.
it looks amazing. Wow, we covered a lot, didn't we? Is there anything we didn't? I
We
was
did.
saying, is there anything we didn't cover?
Probably not. I feel like we jumped from topic to topic. I feel like we got everything,
I feel
surely.
like we nailed like where we the like the pinpoints of like the blog. We talked about the blog.
Yeah.
Talked about how much we love Kenny and Coda. We did talk about our favorite matches from the decade,
Hmm.
from the last decade so far. Um, oh, there is one more thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
So, were you also just as sad as everybody else at All In when Adam Cole said he was going to be leaving for a while?
Yeah, I think it wasn't like again, like up until 3 days ago, I don't get super emotional at wrestling.
Oh,
So it was more just like, oh, like no, yeah. Like it was a shame. I was there for the collision, um, where he had his last match.
oh,
Just what, a few days, must have been just a few days before.
yeah,
So it's weird now looking back, because that building was like half empty.
yeah. Oh, the
So
collision building.
yeah, nobody was there. It's
Uh,
just weird looking back and just being like, oh, I was there for what might be Adam Cole's last match, and I didn't know it. I wasn't aware of it. Going
yeah,
back to looking at our own mortality and being grateful for just things that you can see.
yeah. I speaking of mortality, it's always you never. Think now I'm taking. I gotta stop taking for granted the fact that I see certain people wrestle. Like this is
Yeah,
like All In was like
every
All In was the second time I'd seen Okada wrestle, but it was
mhm,
because I also saw him at Madison Square Garden in 2019 when he wrestled
yeah,
here, and like I've seen Kota wrestle before, so I'm grateful for that. Like I knocked that
yeah.
out. Like
I've
I was
I've seen
also at
him
the
wrestle a surprising amount of times.
and then
Because the first time I saw him was 2024.
where
I was
wait,
there
was it when
at
he
Glee. I was there at Glee for his exhibition match.
when his like return when he was trying to get back into it?
Yeah, and I was also there at did you see Peter Pan for his surprise appearance. Um, and then I've seen him like at All-Ins and Forbidden Doors since then. So I'm like, for someone who hasn't had like many matches since 2024, I'm like, I've seen him a surprising amount of times, which I'm always looking for. I'm
Absolutely.
always very grateful for that.
I'm I'm definitely grateful for the fact that I got to see Kenny and Okada wrestle.
Yeah.
I
Every
know,
time I see Kenny, I'm like, ooh, I make sure I make myself like as present as possible because I'm like, I don't know, this could be it.
I was like that was amazing. Like that, and then the Young Bucks, seeing the Young Bucks wrestle Swerve, not even the fact that it was Swerve and Oscar, but seeing them wrestle a banger match
Hmm.
like was awesome. Um, seeing seeing a championship change, a world title change like that in that atmosphere was
Yeah,
I'm never gonna forget it. Never gonna
definitely.
never.
You know what weekend? Oh, I keep thinking, I just
Oh
always
my god,
think back to that weekend. I'm just like, weekend was so nice. I met so many people that, I thought I'd never get to see just because of how far away I am and just, oh, I don't know. There's just something so special that I can't, everybody gets it. Everybody that's been to All In, when I say that was a special weekend,
it was
they understand what I mean.
it
But
was like
if you weren't there, I can't explain it. You're just like the vibes in the air. There was just something in the air.
yeah in that arena, like when when Hangman starts walking through that other side to his original theme song, like
Yeah.
it was we were locked in. We were like thinking this is the night. It's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reign of terror is over. You
Evil
know.
dies tonight.
Yeah, evil dies tonight, and it did.
Evil dies
And
tonight.
then on top of that, like you're seeing that, and then Darby coming down from the ceiling, which I didn't expect to see. You
Yeah.
know, and then Brian Danielson showing up in a Blue Panther mask, which in and of
And
itself was
Darby just
awesome.
hanging there for like five
Yes,
minutes.
yes. Like
I
I
just,
remember
I couldn't even focus on Brian because I was like, oh my God, he's just up there.
somebody took a picture of him, like of him just hanging there, and I had no idea. And I feel, and it was so funny because I was looking up there throughout the period,
Hmm.
throughout the day, and I'm like, what? And I had seen some people up there, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But I was like, how can I miss dude hang, hanging in a heart,
Yeah. No,
fucking
I
in?
spotted him right away. I was like, he's just hanging. It's like that picture in The Simpsons, like, where Bart is just hanging in like the wizard costume.
Yeah,
It looked
yeah,
like that. It was like, I was like, he's just there and he's gonna stay there.
yeah. So, but it
I
was,
love that they played his video and then it was Brian and then it was him. I was like, why would you? That's such a weird order to do it in, but it was so
but it
funny.
worked.
It was worth it. It was
It was
worth it because he could
totally
just
worth,
hang there and I got to see it.
totally worth it, totally worth it. It was just like you said, it what a weekend.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
what just a special time.
It was one of those ones where it's like I just went for the show, and I was on my way to the show. I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, look, I was telling her, like, I wish you were a wrestling fan. I wasn't forcing her, but I was like, look, I wish you were a wrestling fan because I wish you could understand how
Yeah.
important this feels. This feels heavy.
Hmm.
Like, this feels like if you're not here for this show, you're going to miss something special.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's crazy because I arrived just a little bit before the weekend. And I don't know about you and your experience, but I did not enjoy Texas. I did not like Arlington. I did not want to be there at all. But as soon as I was in that like wrestling bubble inside Arlington, it was like it was the best. It was just the best place I'd ever been. But the actual city itself I was like, I hate it here.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here.
I,
I
I
wish
just,
it was anywhere else.
I just, I think it's because I stuck to, uh, like, I was very mission oriented. I was like, all right, let me land, no
Yeah.
delays, let's land, get in the car, get to the hotel. All right, because
Yeah.
I got there Friday. I got there Friday
Okay.
night, so the same day as
Yeah.
Supercar, which, like I said,
Okay.
I was able to watch it on the plane.
Yeah.
So I landed, and then the next day, all in is at 1 in the afternoon.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I need to get up, eat breakfast. I'm gonna eat breakfast, and then uh, I guess I'm gonna go head to the stadium because it starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know,
Yeah.
so we're gonna head and go do that. And then I was just standing out there, and so it was time to go in. And again,
Yeah.
totally worth it.
Just such a good atmosphere. Yeah, I was naive. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on holiday in Texas, and it's gonna be great." And
Yeah.
and then
Well,
I'll go all in. Like that's a bonus. And then I got there and I was like, I don't want to be here. I was like, please.
yeah, you gotta where you gotta you got if it's in a city you're not sure about, you gotta be just stick to what you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Like
stick to
no
the
offense
mission.
to any Texans, but
Yeah,
I never want to come back. No, if they do all in there again, you guys have fun. Like I'm not coming.
I know. Like I said, if they do, I'm I've always wanted to go to a wrestling show in the UK because those crowds are easily the best thing I always
Yeah.
see. Like,
I'm excited for this year's. I think this year's is gonna be special.
and it is. Yeah, I feel like Wembley will be as big as no bigger than
Oh, way bigger.
yeah. Nah, that'll
Huge.
be like no, because I want to go to one of those. I want to go to a pay per view where it's like intimate, where it feels
Yeah.
where it
Like a
feels
smaller.
kind of like how Dynasty was like. Well, kind of like how Full Gear was this year.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like where it's like
Smaller but full.
right.
Just
You
like
can
a solid 11,000 people, which
right.
is
Because
not small. That's
not
big.
small, but but it just feels intimate. You know, like
Hmm.
if I'm watching it on TV, it doesn't feel like I'm looking at the match and then thousands of people behind. It's just the
Yeah.
match and then the crowd, and then it's like plus the reason why is because I want to because where the way they have seats in most of those arenas like that is like they're elevated up so you can look down and have a better view of everything. That's kind of like
Yeah,
how I wanna look at
for
it
sure.
versus like having to look at it from a corner, so to speak.
Yeah. For Forbidden Door was very nice. I don't remember how many people were there. I
Which
think
arena was that? That wasn't in the O2, was it?
yeah. Theater
Oh,
2 in London. I don't how many people? I don't even know. I want to say like 16,000, but it was full. It's packed and I was up at the top so I could see everything. Like I could see everybody as well as the ring and that was a really lovely building. Really good atmosphere in there.
I've never been. Well, I've never been to Europe, so
Mm,
I heard good things. I heard good things about the wrestling crowd. Like the wrestling crowds are probably like I've heard like are better than any American crowds because I was here. It's like for example, what was it? World's End. The
mhm.
crowd was dead.
Yeah.
They Mox and the crowd was only hyped for Mox and Fletcher, and then I'm watching the show. I'm hyped here at my house, but I watch everybody else is like, what is wrong with you? And even
I
on
think
Twitter, people were like, yo, these crowds suck.
yeah.
Never
I
come
think
back here again.
I don't know,
And
there's
it's
like a
Chicago.
mentality
That's what
that
was shitty.
yeah. Well, I think the thing is with Chicago is there's a mentality where they're like, well, we're gonna get another show. We're like and soon. Whereas I think when people come to the UK, the UK crowds are like, okay, we don't know when we're gonna get another show. You know, we only get one pay-per-view a year,
Yeah.
and we'll get like maybe a couple Dynamite here or there.
Yeah.
So it's like we're gonna make the most of our time. Like we're gonna enjoy it because we
No,
know
but
we have another 365 days.
even your indie shows are like that too. Like I watch
Mm,
Progress. I watch Progress when you guys are hyped. I watch Rev Pro whenever I can. Well,
yeah,
not as much anymore because that's not the point. But your the crowds in the UK are just better, no matter whether it's
because
in a stadium show or if it's in or if it's in the electric ballroom.
mm, we're there to have fun. We're there to have a laugh. Like even if it's not, I feel like if something is not going well in front of an American crowd, they'll go like quiet, you know.
Right.
But if something is not going well in a UK crowd, we're just gonna have fun with it. We're still gonna enjoy ourselves. What's the point in sitting and being, bored? Like let's just entertain ourselves.
Like
I don't want to
my
sit here and be
goal
miserable.
my goal is I want to go to a progress wrestling show. I would
Hmm.
love to go to a progress wrestling show because uh, I just I kind of want to be in the arena when man like Reese, who's the current progress world champion,
Hmm.
when his theme song comes on and then they start
Yeah.
the conga line. I want to be in the crowd for that. Also, I want to be in the crowd to stand and applaud for Kyle Noir when it comes out. I know he's a heel now, but still, like
Okay.
love Kyle Noir, like him. And speaking of matches of the 2020s, I know it didn't start in 2020, but the series of matches that Kyle Noir and Ilya Dragunov had, I highly recommend you go find. They're on the
Okay. I've not seen any of them, so
they're on the pro. I don't know if you have Progress Wrestling on Demand.
no.
Oh, well,
I'll find a way to watch them.
yeah.
Don't worry about that.
However you do it,
Hey,
but I
I'll
highly
sail the
recommend.
seas.
I would say I highly recommend you find them because that series of matches they had, I this may be a bit of a stretch considering what we're talking about. I liken them to Okada and
Wow.
Omega. They're that good to me. They were that good.
Okay.
You know, because it's like watching two unique characters. You're not sure what kind of chemistry they're gonna have, but they go
Mm,
out there and just have turn out to have the best. They just turn out to be really good at wrestling each other.
mm.
You know,
Perfect. Like we say, wrestling. So easy. So simple.
very very simple.
We just keep coming
Very
back to that. I'm like, such an easy thing to do.
it really is. It really is. It's an
Mm,
easy thing to digest when you don't think about it too hard. But
yeah.
also, it opens itself up to deep thought if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, the one thing I always go back to is when we were talking about that second Kenny and Coda match. When Coda goes to the Phoenix Blast and Kenny moves out the way for like a split second. Coda looks into the corner before he turns back around and gets blasted by that B trigger. Um,
Yes.
somebody said uh, the reason why Kenny Coda got blasted so hard is because he was looking. He looked into the corner and expected to see Kenny there, but realized Kenny was behind him.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, goosebumps.
Isn't that cool? Like,
Those
isn't that cool?
matches. I could talk about those matches for hours.
Yeah, isn't that cool when you think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful, crazy thing. With
Crazy, crazy, wondrous,
yeah,
unlike anything else.
yeah, make you
Batshit.
laugh. It can make you cry.
Yeah. Can just make you go, why do I even watch this
Yeah,
sometimes?
I know. I know.
All the emotions.
When it's really good, it's really good. And I gotta say, and I think both of us would agree that one day it was at its best.
Yeah,
That main event was
absolutely.
at its best.
Yeah,
Well, I gotta say, this was great. This was great. I really appreciate you coming on. Um, I hope to maybe we cross paths at one of these wrestling
for
shows.
sure. I hope
Um,
so.
Definitely like your we can. I mean, I like to see it. One of them, maybe Forbidden Door, maybe Dynasty. Like I said, I'm trying to go to at least one, maybe two, if I'm pushing it this year. But
Okay.
here. I do want to go to Double or Nothing for Anarchy in the Arena,
hmm
and
I want to
um,
go to Arena Mexico if they do a Grand Slam there.
oh,
I'm like, I'd love to do that.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just like,
oh, so much, so much, so much
so
to
many
say.
options.
So many options, so many options. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for
Thank you for
joining,
having me.
Emily. We'll definitely talk about it on Twitter. Like I said, you have my info. I got yours.
Yes.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. So again, thank you all for joining us again for another episode of A Bothered Man. Emily, where can they find you?
At MBstar on Twitter, that will take you everywhere else that you need to go. So,
All right. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see all of you next time.